Back with more due process, folks. It's me and Nog. No cat image this time. It's the man with Team Ribbit in the flesh. We've had a lot of honorary and regular Frog members actually in the production crew. I feel like, Nog. We've had you, Dynamic, Stormy. I technically did not play for Frogs, but you know, I had their name at one point, like a couple years ago for old DPL. So it's kind of weird that Frogs are kind of taking over here, at least in production, not so much the matches.
Yeah, we jump around. You know how it is.
That is one of the two key things that Frogs actually end up doing. And I think I need to refresh my...
Whoa. That's
I don't know
a nice
how that
color
happened.
that you got there in replacing
Is
your
it
face for
just...
a few moments.
We're back.
Now you're good.
We're back. I don't know why I did that. That's so weird. But hey, get all the prod issues out of the way now before we actually get into the game, which we haven't talked about yet. It's Arise versus Q Process. We thought we might have a special guest on Arise today since Brody may or may not have overslept, but it looks like he might be getting into the game today. If not, we've got the rosters to discuss and to actually tell who's on their team for today. They're facing off against, like I mentioned earlier, Q Process, which who is Pooh? Who is that guy? I did not
Pooh.
I did not know they had a new player on their team.
Mysterious name. I'm rooting for Pooh personally. Definitely going to be my player to watch this series. I'm looking forward to see how Q Process does against Arise. Arise had a pretty unexpected showing against Chaos yesterday, tying game 1 and losing in the second game 7-2. So hopefully they've made some adjustments today and are ready to kind of get back into some peak due process gameplay. Q Process, not as intense an opponent as Chaos, of course, but Arise still need to kind of pick things back up and get a nice mental reset after that game against Chaos, I think.
It'd definitely be a good game to see if the basics that you want to have as a good team is here today for their match against Q Process. It felt like there were just a lot of issues that were made by Arise facing Chaos. You know, they weren't doing a good job of, you know, holding certain crosses or playing for trades the way you would imagine a top team in DPL to execute on game day, and Chaos took advantage of that. You know, you've got 5 incredibly skilled players on that team that will pick you apart if you don't play together to slow them down or give them any kind of, I guess you would call it mini games, which is, you know, setting up choke points with barbed wire and, you know, actually making them a threat. So hopefully today for Arise, they're able to kind of hone in on those basics and just play a good match against Q Process. But for this team, the core 5 at least of Arcadian, Bo Twix, Sagandis, and I think Tiger Driver, who's playing today. At least that core 4 has been playing together, at least in rank, for quite some time. They played during the preseason tournament, and they won a couple of their matches before eventually losing to, I can't remember who it was. I don't think it was TTT, because Q Process ended up beating them. It might have been someone like Arise, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But with the match being underway, I'm sure we'll get our spectators in to view that just shortly. Your prediction was Arise winning. Do you feel like it's going to be kind of a stomp, or do you think Q Process gets some rounds in here and there?
I'd like to see Q Process win some rounds. I'm going to say, I think Frogs, what was it, a total of 4 rounds? Maybe it was 3 or something against Arise, their series. So I'm going to say maybe around the same. Hopefully we get some more rounds from Q Process. Hopefully, maybe after Arise stumbled a little bit yesterday, Q Process can take advantage of some of their mental to get a couple more rounds, as we now are in game for this Valor Neptune map. Nice. This is a pretty classic. I've seen a lot of arcade blows on this one. People like to do that, play through Teller pretty quickly, try and get that button open. Of course, power in liquor means the defenders have control of it, so they can turn that off to prevent shutters from getting open. Office also, you can just drop in quite easily. There's 2 green doors leading out, so it's not very difficult to get out of office either, for the most part. Especially in Freezer, people will not normally play a super heavy defense in Freezer.
I believe I've played on this map once or twice, Nog, and usually I'm a big fan of blowing entrance here. You've got a big open storefront you can play off of. As long as you're able to flash out and clear some of the power spots like liquor, for example, then that makes getting on the bomb a lot easier, because Teller, you can't really defend the bomb proper. You have to swing out from that left storefront area and hope that you have a teammate by bathroom to assist. And with some of these smokes being thrown out by the wall, that might make playing in bathroom very challenging.
Yeah, that is a very nice outside smoke to throw on the bathroom there. It stops that door from being useful and giving you sight onto entrance, especially if they're going to blow it. But it does look like Arise is going to stick with their arcade play. Defusing from the right side, like you said, with Liquor and Freezer there is very, very difficult. And the left as well can be quite hard if you are not able to take full teller control. Going into execute now, getting our final barbs down and things. Arise has stuck with their plan of arcade. Final dropping out of the car, taking an aid as we are getting into the action.
Got to remember to pull up my map view as well. That would suck to not have a secondary source of info. Shout out to all of our lovely observers for today. And here comes the rush into arcade. Zigalo already getting teller control fast, shutting down Tiger Driver. And I don't believe the lights were hit either. They could open the shutters if they want. It's only Arcadian here to try to slow this down, having some backup by his teammate as well. That's, I believe, Sagandi's with the Gruber to at least refrag onto Goofed, and they're just spamming through these windows. But again, the power was not shut off, so Lacking's got a nice flank here, getting rid of Sagandi's. Sachi popping off as well. That's a 2K now from the Lurk, putting us all up to Bo Twix in the 1 versus 2. They've got a Molly maybe to stop this bomb from coming down, and they've got a nade. That could be huge, but you can't wall bang through the teller door. It's ballistic penetration. Not even the knack can pierce through those angles, and Arise will be able to take this round pretty easily overall just because of that quick button pressure, and hopefully they get back that nade.
There was one moment in Teller where Arcadian, I believe, got a spray onto Zigalo and took him out, and there was maybe a chance for momentum to swing, but a flash from Lacking, I think it was so beautiful. It flashed both of the people who were standing outside that teller door. Sachi running up from entrance to get sightline over the deli. Their targeting was so phenomenal. Both of those defenders dropped at the same time effectively. Man, that was a beautiful spray from both of them onto those two to kind of secure that round towards the end. Well played from Arise. Quick execution. Gave them a lot of control early, and they were able to kind of capitalize on that and keep the momentum for the rest of the round.
That's why it's always good to have somebody play by the power breaker, no matter what map it is. You know, there's always going to be some value to having light control, and that's why some attacks even focus completely on getting light control. That way the defenders can't hit it, or you just simply play for MVGs. If Q Process had somebody there on the lights, that might have been a totally different round, because now you have to fully rotate and clear out from Liquor, which nobody was by the green entryway by that skylight to actually get in through Liquor against that barbed wire. So good job by Arise, that fast take, punishing Q Process for not being there in the right place at the right time, securing their first round win. And now we go on to Night Gallant, which I feel like we've seen this kill dome quite a lot recently, Nog, and it's been out for a long time too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually haven't seen this one in tournament play since I think the preseason tournament. I don't know if I've had this in even a scrim recently, but it is good to see old maps sometimes. Castle is pretty standard. I know Arise generally will do, I don't want to call it the meta strategy, but the quickest way to kind of get to bomb most of the time is generally what they like to do. But this pit and this green door to the right, or to the east of bomb, I should say, are so difficult to move through. So I do like the castle push here. It has so much control, so many lines of sight. It's a lot easier to take into jungle through castle than it is through pit. Just have one flash, maybe two. It looks like. Is that a smoker flash? I have small screen windows. I need to zoom in. Yeah, two flashes thrown in castle. It looks like they have those marked, and they're gonna nade that barb on the castle door. Yeah, pretty standard castle play here for this map. It looks like the defenders are a little concerned about pit. It looks like, but they won't have to worry about it once the round kind of gets started. Big AK, Ingmar, a couple Grubers, and the Legros. I love that gun since its buff. It feels so nice to use.
A lot more viable than it used to be, that's for sure.
We got a blow now, going inside. See how this goes from.
See how this goes wrong. Very foreboding words. And the rack play from Sagandis.
Oh.
It backfires, gifting the big AK to Zigalo. I'm sure he's jumping for joy in his seat. Arcadian also tagged up quite a bit, kind of stuck inside a pit now, as Lacking will also take some coverage here by this double door. Nice shot there landed. Zigalo with the assist as well, finishing off Arcadian. Instantly a 5 versus 2 now. Some retaliation here for Q Process, but for the most part, Arise are in good shape to close out this round, leaving only BNUUY left to find that top ruin position. And that was an incredibly fast round by Arise, almost a flawless one at that too, only losing Lacking, but they were immediately traded in that round as well.
I was gonna say near perfect round from Arise. That initial frag that Zig got was so quick, and I'm not even sure about the Lagos player. It might have been Arcadian. I don't remember exactly who had it, but Zig, I think, also got a good deal of damage down onto them. So just like over 100 damage right off the rip from Zig there to kind of get those initial the initial advantage for his team. And he got the big AK with like maybe I think 7 shots were fired from that thing before that guy died. So that was just a very, very fortunate gift. It's like Christmas for Zigalo here in June. Mighty Vox. This is a this is a different map than I initially thought it is, actually. Deep Bomb in Office. You have to play through either lockers, which has a lot of very thick walls and things that you can get sprayed by the Dawn or the Knack through. But there's they kind of pivoted. I do like a wall into sight here. I think it's very difficult to push sight without blowing an extra space, because they can set up so many defenses on the one door that you kind of go through. And splitting a hall through construction is nice because you can get 2 points of entry, but you're kind of still going through that same little 2-block area with that blue door there and that green door. A barb could cover both of those ways through. This is a very interesting wall, actually.
I kind of like it, though. I think it's kind of a smart move here because you avoid the barbed wire through Deep Hall, and because they save that grenade on Arcade, they have the utility to still get into Office directly without going through that hall green door. So instead of, like, you know how difficult it is to deal with choke points on a map like Kill House where you're getting knacked and dawned and auto shotgunned, this now alleviates that because you're forcing the player's Deep Hall to either run back into lockers or fight you head on against flashes, and you have still a direct access way into sight on top of that. I think this could actually work as long as they clear crates fast and don't allow Q Process to react to it.
Yeah, I am very interested to see how well this wall will play out for them. It looks like they are either they'll be pushing in Hall through kind of that green box towards the north side of the map. They're gonna torch that, I would imagine. That window. Oh, it's just a blue door. I see.
Ooh,
wow, already.
Bangs. Oh my god! But they just thought he ran away. Oh my god. That was a crazy entry for Tiger Driver. Pretty low on health as well, and I think because of that kill, they're still going to try to hold down crates. Although the flash does come out, not really blinding BNUUY, and Noon just jump peeking him with the Ingmar. They're not prepared for Tiger Driver, who's still kind of just fighting for his life, but eventually he's shut down as well. A 2-for-1 trade, not really the worst case scenario for Arise, and still winnable for Q Process, but they've lost all of their kind of wall bang weapons. They brought 2 tubs and an auto into this round, interestingly enough. No Dawn and only one person knacking who's now dead. They might even just say screw the wall charge and save it to breach into sight since they already have so much map control. Here comes the auto, and the nerf really not doing Arcadian any favors. Sagandis will at least get one before meeting his untimely doom, but I mean that crates clear was super fast. They immediately got that trade to Zigalo, and they struggled pretty much not at all after that.
Yeah, that was a very good initial pick from Tiger to kind of play patient there despite getting spammed through the wall, getting that initial kill on Zig, and then Noon was able to trade back 2 for the price of 1 in that crates exchange there, which was very nice for regaining momentum. They did end up still using that wall They had 2 down by the time they had blown it. So it didn't really take anyone by surprise. I think BNUUY getting another kill after executing through that additional breach. But, you know, I think it was just well coordinated, good gunplay, great trades from the side of Arise there. They're playing good. And it'll be nice to see him on defense now, too.
Ninja is lagging again. I don't know why that keeps happening. Hold on. It's loading back up. I was gonna say, there we go. Now I'm back. Sorry about that. I did not give Nog the silent treatment there. I promise you, Twitch chat. I was not giving him the cold shoulder. I do wonder if Q Process want to opt for the same arcade take, or if they're going to do something different based on their drawing. I think they want to like power clear through office, sending 3 and then 2 to entrance. Are they going to wall it though? I feel like if you're going to have this much emphasis on the green take, that you need to use a wall charge here, just so you're not kind of like stuck in office hoping the torch player can see the guy freezer or clear out someone overextending by like liquor or bathroom.
Yeah, I do like the switch up of a Q Process to play a little bit more towards the right side of the map through office into freezer and such. An entrance, at least torch, is going to be very necessary for this push to get coverage on some of the players who will be playing in those hard to reach spots in entrance. Make it a lot harder for a push out from freezer and liquor especially. It's such a big open door that having someone entrance, someone bathroom door, someone teller, someone can sit on that deli maybe even and see it. It's very, very difficult to get out of that. So does look like they will wall charge, which I think if you're pushing towards this office side, having that open is very nice for you. Ingmar coming out for noon. Goofed on the knack. And then we got a big AK in the hands of lacking that KRM. She is going to shred with that thing, certainly. So no mop, which, you know, could have been fun for some entrance shenanigans, but it doesn't look like we will have that. Entrance about to be blown here now.
Like mopping on C-Store has kind of gone the way of the dodo because of its damage nerf from since I last played the game a long time ago. Used to do like 135 to the body, so if you just had an angle to peek with mop, you just did it no matter how far or close it was, because it's almost a guaranteed kill. But yeah, it seems like for everyone on Arise, they're kind of on their typical weapons. The shotgun crutch here for Zigalo, since that's the only gun he can use, I swear. But Goofed immediately taken care of from Freezer, but it takes quite a while before Noon's traded, even going 1-for-1 there. And there's the tub flank from Zigalo as he picks up something else. I'm surprised he even knows what an Ingmar means in this game. Nice cutoff there from Tiger Driver to at least get 1 kill onto lacking, something for their troubles. But in this 1v2, I feel like Tiger Driver is a little worried perhaps on how to come back from this. They might try to lurk from free, maybe trying to re-clear out freezer, maybe get a 1-for-1 against Sachi. That could be a potential, as they are alt walking all the way here to get on the staircase back to the skylight. I'm gonna jump up, maybe breaking through the glass could give away their position, or at least a loud thud upon impact. Spots the Barbman through liquor, decides to nade that. I'll be a good choice, but then recommits to going in through freezer as potential diversion. I'm not too sure, but they don't have a lot of time to really get this execute going. They've got only 20 seconds left. They need 10 total to defuse that bomb. And Zigalo and Sachi are just kind of waiting for Tiger to make a move, as he's now just breakdancing in office. Okay, I think he's kind of given up here and has just decided, screw it, I'll play in office, look for an exit frag, and kind of hope the best from there. But if I don't know, if you're just gonna do that the whole round, if you're just gonna bait, then why not just save the nade instead and play on top of the skylight?
I actually think there might have been a desync there on the side of Tiger. It looked like they were trying to run through that door while it was closed, so there might have been a little lag spike when they opened it. So it looked like on their client it was open, but it wasn't on server side, which is very unfortunate. But you know, at least they did use the nade, so the defenders do not get it for this next round. Was Zig, like, I don't know if I missed this too, but was Zig just sitting in that corner that they didn't check? Is that how he was able to get those 2 shotgun kills? Because I don't think he ran through the freezer. Like, shelves to get in there. That was just maybe flanking through office or something like that, but that seems kind of crazy. I think that was just like they didn't check a corner and Zig was there with a shotgun and they lost that round because of it.
I'll see if the replay shows it. I'll kind of like tab in and out onto Twitch, I guess, because that's a good question. Like if he wasn't in that rack corner, then how the hell did he get in the freezer, right?
Yeah.
I think it brings up more questions than it has answers. But going back onto this same kill on that we saw earlier, I feel like the reason why this map is so hard to defend because you basically have to sacrifice like 2/3 of the map unless you're ratting in a corner or playing aggressive in castle. One red door blow in the castle basically gives you half the map. So it's just really hard. And to answer your question, Zigolo was just sitting in liquor, and I think he got a kill from the liquor barbed wire and then ran through freezer. So I think that's what happened there.
Okay, I did see him at one point staring at a barbed wire, so I was curious which one that was, but it was very quick camera. I do like the adjustment that Arise has made from what Q Process placed. That barb that is on pit door is on the further east door up those steps into perch rather than on the one into jungle. I think Arise probably thinking that there's just better angles, better coverage on that top door. And the attackers have drawn lines through it. They are going beach and such. It doesn't actually look like they are going to charge now that I'm seeing this. Surely they do.
They have a door.
Surely they do. They do have it in their inventory. So maybe they are going castle. They just kind of erased their lines. Maybe they started drawing too much that some of their other stuff got deleted or something. But they are doing a 2-3 split. Castle being opened just now.
Is that castle breach? Who the one to entry here with Saber could be problematic. Instead, just watching through that pit doorway as they begin to get into the building proper. There is a molly to cut them off, so they can't really push past through into pit. And Noon is waiting around the other corner with the door open, swings out. That's Sagandi's down. Tiger Driver now looking to up the ante, but they did not clear deep castle before committing to pit. A big mistake is now Q Process was basically cut in half and dealt with by these long angles. Still having castle control now for Arise as Zigolo, somewhat low on HP, is able just to kind of hide behind these barrels, avoid the flash, and maybe not get checked at all. They might have just assumed that he's fallen back. This could be a really big play. Sachi even working off of this rack corner, and yep, they don't check for him as finally Arise getting an incredibly strong round against Q Process. I don't think that was the closest round we've seen by them so far, but it was a good attempt at least until they lost the entry.
Yeah, another scenario where Zigolo gets into a corner and they don't see him and he just shoots them in the back. Good calm patient play by Zigolo there. I feel like if I was in that scenario with 20 HP, I would have just tried to get some damage down with that Ingmar while my teammate was swinging, but he played it very quiet, very stealthy like. Now we go on to this kill house. We are at 5-0 in the favor of Arise now, looking very good for them. And Arise has such phenomenal defense coordination that especially showing last round, like all of their positions, all the crossfires they had kind of set up, their easy trades back. I think there were 2 trades. Noon was covered on his way out. There was a trade there without even one of their teammates going down. Gosh dang. That was really nice crossfires from Arise, I gotta say. So I assume we'll see some similar stuff here with lots of wall bangs. The Dawn might come out. Maybe that'll be in Zigolo's hands. But there's a lot of wall bangs and stuff available in this hall section, available in this construction, which it does look like the torch is going to bring Q Process into that sort of construction area. They have the 2 barbs pretty close to each other and kind of blocking off the same push for the most part. Lockers untouched by the planning of the attackers. It seems like people have kind of migrated away from going through lockers. The spams from those very thick piercing weapons is just too much to deal with. Zigolo does have the Dawn in hand, and lacking again with that KRM. Noon with the mop this time, so we'll get to see maybe an early peek is what's going to happen with that thing. maybe there will be a frag that Noon gets on that green when the attackers come in. Going into execute now. See if this mop pays off.
We've got Goofed as well. The Nade King hiding behind the pillar. So you've got the best of both worlds. Someone who can fight for you long range and close quarters. And wow, off the rip. One shot to the dome. That's Sagandi's down. Seems like there's no smoke to really deal with this mop angle. Their best bet is to try to flash close, hoping that it blinds not only Noon, but also Goofed, which I don't think they even know about. And I think the primary reason why there was no drawing by Q Process over by Lockers is because they have no breach. They have to kind of force their way through free the old-fashioned way. Besides the fact they've got a torch. Noon missing his second mop shot, but still getting this map control nonetheless, forcing Q Process to fight him head on as BNUUY is not even looking at him. They tried to ignore reception and are punished for it. You've got 3 people now into the building, but Arise still sitting quite comfortably across the entirety of this map. Now Goofed even hitting the flank. People, where are your earphones? Turn around. There's a shotgun behind you. There's a crazy man in the building looking to kill you. And Pooh is somehow surviving the flames at his feet, stuck in the corner of construction. Goof, I believe, finding only 1 kill there. It might have been Noon or someone else to get that triple. And it's swiftly closed out by the remnants of Arise. Match point in just 6 rounds.
Wow, that was a great read from Arise. They knew exactly what the attackers were doing. It seemed like they were so set up for that plan, and they didn't even like really get a chance to get in the building. I think they managed to get through 1 room. Construction wasn't even truly safe while they were in it. Process shut down on that attacker round. And Arise still gets to defend, as they did get double defense this game. So this 7th round will be a defensive round for Arise. We'll see if Q Process can kind of pull it together in a 6-0 situation. That means 6 rounds in a row. They got to do exactly what Arise just did to them to make this game a tie. And we have quite a large factory floor. Bomb centered on that conveyor section. I do like the wall charge into docks. I might say that the door could be just as good. I suppose that wall gives you more line of sight for Saber or whatnot long range, but that door gets you more cover in sorting a little more quickly. It looks like they want to do sort of a smoke tunnel, it seems, to get onto bomb to try and get a quick defuse, perhaps. Nice little goat drawing. I don't know who did that, but that's
oh my god, is that a Juker Nova reference?
Oh,
is that is a Juker Nova and Coconut Dawn reference. That is legendary.
Wow. The goats.
Love to see that.
Love to see that indeed. That power is right next to that sorting, so theoretically there is a double charge there where you go through that red door on dock, up through sorting, wall charge out through that north or that wall north of sorting and hit power. Doesn't seem like it would be too bad cover wise, but that is a lot of investment for the first round of a half. Certainly seems like they're going to stick with this sort of smoke rush, try and get a nade in office to shut that down. We'll see how Arise positions. I'm sure there will be lots of spam into the smoke, and they don't actually have a molly, so they can't do much about slowing down a rush utility wise. So Q Process does have the tools for this, and Arise doesn't have every tool they'd like to have to slow it down. So it could go well for Q Process. They might get that round, that first round, get the momentum a little bit in their favor as we are in the second half now.
Flashes and smoked prepped. There goes the wall charge. Let's see how good the conga line is. There are some gaps in between the smokes, but not enough to really be an issue. And Tiger Driver not realizing you have to be level with the bomb to defuse. And he just killed Arcadian execution style. He said, fuck you, that's my defuse, buddy. Still getting one with the DL on top of the bomb. And it seems like without the molly, this plan is almost successful. But Noon stalling the inevitable as BNUUY only had 3% more to get that one down. That was, sorry for swearing. I just saw that and had to say something. That was a ridiculous team kill by Tiger Driver, but they still win. But they still win the round regardless.
Yeah, it was very quick reactions at the very least to kill that guy when he popped into the smoke. It was unfortunate it was his teammate, but they did take the round. They did not let Arise close them out 7-0. They got one round in there. They did all get wiped, so there's no Clacker to bring back. And I don't know if they actually threw the nade, but it doesn't look like Arise managed to get it, so that is out of play regardless. We are now on this bank here. Trade Mongoose. That was I liked that plan from Q Process. A little bit of a switch it up, do some just full sends, quick rushes to bomb. I love me a smoke tunnel every so often. Looking at this map, I would love to have a wall charge on the side of Q Process for either just going green to blow onto that button, or even into servers. It seems like it would be nice, as that Loans does have full set of windows into servers. I really like that room combo, actually. The wall of servers just being the glass of Loans. That's very neat. I don't think I've ever seen that before. This Teller is okay at defending green. Two of those windows have a good angle. Maybe that third one on the left actually has a really tight angle you could see green on. It's hard to tell not being able to draw it. But this vault is right next to a blue door, so I'm thinking green. I'm thinking green seems pretty good. I guess they don't have the wall that they can work with, and that servers, I mean, that's a blue door there too. I guess Loans has some good positions to kind of defend the other side of servers, but they are opting to use a charge the second round despite using Clack the first. We will see how it goes for them. There's only 2 barbs placed. Always barb entrance, of course. Goofed is on his crewmate tasks for that one. Oh, it's beautiful. I get to see it in first person. Bigelow shooting out some
tinted
glass there.
glass.
Yeah.
I think this map specifically has like justification for going any doorway. Like there's good map control going green door. There's good control of blowing hall because you have instant access to button. Manager is really powerful for clearing accounting. A lot of teams like to double blow on this map because almost every single point of direction has value to it. I definitely am a fan of the fact that a lot of newer maps being created, shout out to Tetra for that, actually give you like value for going in any direction. It's not like, oh, this take is really good, so we do it every time, and this one sucks, so we avoid it. And that Molly doing loads of damage, but still allowing access into the building for Q Process. Pooh ended up getting one. There is another one found. Unfortunately, Sagandis ended up team killing Arcadian as they were lining up their shot against Lacking, but Goofed, having his time to shine with the auto shotgun, does a lot of damage and brings Pooh down to less than half health. This mop, now a real threat here for Pooh.
Yeah,
They've got 90 seconds to work with here, and the vault is open. They do have a flash, but this barbed wire might make it really challenging to push past the choke point. They instead go around. Maybe they're looking for a better weapon at their disposal. Could be the move. Instead, going around through hallway, sees the shots through the doorway and connects the shot with the mop. Well done there by Noon in the 1 versus 1, securing the first match 7-1. If not for that smoke conga line strat, Nog, this might have been an even faster game than what we would have anticipated. 7-0.
That was a pretty good last round, I will say, from Q Process 2. They had a good execute initially and had the man advantage pretty quickly off the rip of that first execute. But there was that team kill that I think might have been the pivotal point in the round that kind of took it away from Q Process there. And Arise, of course, being the phenomenal team that they are able to capitalize on those mistakes quite easily. And yeah, locked it down. Noon with the final kill. That 1v1 was a little scary of a situation, but with the health of the attacker there, Noon with the mop, of course, just even shooting him in the arm, shooting him in the shoulder, like wherever, you're going to take him out.
Absolutely.
So very nice from them. Arise, I'm sure the stats look real good for them. Let me see if I can pull them up for us real quick.
I was gonna say, if not, I'm sure that someone spectating the game could get it for us. We could see the stats and talk about them more before match 2 obviously starts. While we wait on the stats to potentially be submitted, I want to give a big shout out to, of course, the game that we're commentating. It is Due Process. You can take a look at it from dueprocess.info. If you type that up on your search bar, there's a QR code that you can scan at the bottom of our screen right underneath my microphone. Please don't touch it. It's really volatile and doesn't like to work sometimes, and it really pisses me off. So if if I touch it and it breaks and someone else does it, I'm gonna get real cranky. Or you can look up Due Process on Steam. I'm sure it is dirt cheap right now, and if not, a sale will most likely happen in the short future. But we'll hop into a quick break and return for match 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
See you soon.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Due Process League. If you missed it by maybe not tabbing in a couple minutes from now, it was a brutal 7-1 victory for Arise versus Q Process. However, the one round that Q Process won was probably the highlight of the game. That conga line smoke in through a wall charge play off of Factory to get bomb access was really fun to watch, and it paid off because no one on defense brought a molly. Taking a look at the stats, though, I don't know if we're going to have a graphic for it, but we can obviously just talk amongst ourselves for it. You highlighted how well Noon did in this first match performance, having top damage and the most kills, but everyone on Arise kind of played their part as well.
I would agree with that. The casts of all of these players, two of them sitting at 100%, both Noon and Sachi respectively, affecting every round, and Zig, Lacking, and Goofed all had 88% as well. So most of these rounds, all of them were doing something to secure their team the victory in the round. There is on the opposite side of Q Process, Tiger Driver does also have 100% cast, which is, you know, for a 7-1 game that feels like kind of a stomp if you're on the defensive side, or the losing side with 100% cast, that's got to feel good, you know. And Sagandis and Tiger Driver both putting out like respectable damage. 907 from Sagandis, 827 from Tiger Driver. They were both pulling their weight for sure. So hopefully we can see Botwix, Arcadian, and Pooh step up to do a little bit more. Maybe game 2, Arise will be surprised by a pivot of energy on the side of Q Process. I'm hoping for more successful rounds going to the side of Q Process this time, and I am certainly rooting for Pooh to step up and flush this Arise team. Ha ha ha, so funny with that one. We're loading into game now. It looks like, Fellow, how do you think, what's your prediction for the second game here?
You know, I'm kind of hopeful for Q Process. Maybe they get like, maybe Arcadian gets like a 3K and they win, or they lose like 7-2 or something. That's maybe my thought process here, because there were a couple of close rounds. You know, we had some 2v2s. We had a really close 1v1 between, I think it was Pooh and then Noon last round. Yeah. It sounds so weird to say, but you know, if it weren't for the fact that Noon did have a mop and both doors were barbed off, then that might have been a little more winnable there for Pooh. I was gonna say entries as well for Arise this game were spot on. I think they lost only a handful of entries, and when you notice that someone has like a 100% cast, but they've also been losing entry fights, that usually means that they have been traded during those entries. And if you don't know what cast means, it's kind of similar to cost, where it's, you know, kills, objective, survival, and then trades. In this, it's kills, assists, survival, and then trades. It's kind of the same thing, except you don't really get any cast stats for defusing the bomb, which I think could be really helpful, instead having a stat where it just shows how many plants you get if you're a team that's focused on playing for the objective. But no matter what in the round, it's not like Siege where if you get all 5 kills, you win. It's you still need to defuse the bomb. So I guess that would be maybe a little silly, but I digress. Going into this factory
could be fun.
I am a big fan of this factory. I've played on it a couple of times, and I feel like going free sometimes needs to be avoided, but it's not terrible if you have another play to work off of it.
Yeah, there are some pretty nasty spots in Office where you can get a spam with like a knack or something onto that green door and you know, shred someone if they walk into that line of fire. You can also play pretty aggressive on the defensive side in that green door around those servers with cover from flashes and things, and it looks like you could maybe get 3 people in there to cover, and maybe only might need 2 or 3 flashes to clear that green fully. So I understand Arise, well, they do have 1 line drawn there, and they have a torch actually, so maybe they will be going green. But I do like this dock blow that they're planning to. You get up to generator really fast, which is a lot of cover and high ground for against potential people who are playing on that floor of the defensive side. You also have access to Office via those steps and that blue door there. So it can, if it's a very quick execute, they can make it happen very nicely. And they do have this wall charge coming over here. Are you just sending 1? No, 2. it looks like, will be doing this dock here.
If you are going to blow dock to force out office, it is good to go in from free to kind of help alleviate that pressure. Smoke tossed out, kind of obscuring the vision of those upper office players, and nade tossed out as well. But it's Zigolo to get the initial entry. Down goes Pooh. Tiger Driver to follow suit by the hands of Noon. And now you're in a 5 versus 3 with both BNUUY and Arcadian already low on health. There is still a Molly. And that angle from Sagandis is effective, but now he's the last one standing. They know he's kind of stuck here, and I believe storage by the light switch, and just yeets the Molly at Goop,
wow,
and somehow wins that? Oh my God, Goop's got to hit Kovacs or something. Hold on a minute, pause. This might be winnable for Sagandis, but Sachi, just at the last second, gets off of the bomb, shutting down the ace clutch from Sagandis, and picking up the Ingmar to bring into next round. What a great try there by Sagandis, almost bringing back that round for his team.
That was really, all those shots were really nice. I think probably most of them on the last couple kills were straight up just headshots, dinking those guys. Man, that was good sprays. Unfortunately, out of ammo on that last engage, and having to reload while Sachi was able to just turn and fire with a full gun, I imagine. But that was so cool. What a try from Sagandis, man. That's got to look good on the scoreboard already. Sagandis might have the highest damage in the game after this first round. I'm kind of sad that they didn't manage to kind of secure that round though. But hey, that is that round looked better than a lot of rounds from the first game from the side of Q Process. It was a lot more even. There were a lot more, you know, crossfires and early damage and stuff. And in the hands of Sagandis at the end of the round, they were able to nearly bring it all the way back. Oh, we're back on to this Mighty Vox map. This time they do want to go lockers from the side of Arise. So switching it up a little bit. They don't have a wall, of course, so that does affect their plans to a degree. And it doesn't look like there will be too many barbs placed on the right side of the map. It seems like Arise, maybe even just switching it up to kind of make their planning stuff unpredictable to Q Process. But maybe there will be sort of a green play as well. It looks like, because they have a barb, or a nade rather, on that barb in office. So they might be trying to play through construction as well, perhaps. Most of the time I have actually tried to play this lockers. It has gone poorly. It's such a tight funnel to get through that door, especially if there's barb on one side, and they do have torch. So they can torch it, but still there's so much spam that could come through from a Knack or Dawn, or I think there is a soft wall, and that door of course is soft as well. So an AK there as well could do a lot of damage to this Arise roster, but there is no barbs being placed in that locker. So it seems like it'll be a pretty quick take from Arise into sight here.
I'm wondering if they put any pressure in through patio still because of that nade by the like lower office door, that there still might be someone going in through con, for example. They even have a smoke in the middle of office too. This is going to be a really interesting play, to say the least. Both the Argus members splitting up. So yeah, I would assume there is going to be some presence by patio, but there are 3 people entering in through lockers. Noon on this free take using the frag. I'm not too sure who's here to assist them, but Lacking and Zigolo already entering in through hall, trying to clear out this lockers position from the back side of the map, rather than entering directly into sight. And bam! Down goes the auto, and it's a double kill for Zigolo. Shotgun in the hands of both him and Lacking the auto, ripping BNUUY to shreds. Although there's 1 kill for Sagandis, they are immediately traded back, and that leaves only Arcadian locked out of sight with a Knack in their hand. And they're soon to go down 6 feet under as well. What a rush from Zigolo, closing the gap with that shotgun and eliminating the auto shotgun as the first death.
They did not push through lockers to office very quickly. They slowed down a little bit and just went that hall route. Zig with the shotgun, just taking out 2 so quick, and then dropping it on the ground, trying to pick up that auto shotty, but I think it was Sachi. Yeah, Sachi managed to get it first. So Zig had no weapon there for a second, still got another frag with the pistol out. That was really awesome. Sachi also, I noticed, feeling a little left out on the kills, so executing lacking in the middle of the round just to have a little fun there as well. Very, very quick and delicious, I might say, round from Arise.
That is, I don't want to say, yeah, no, you can say new tech. It's kind of new tech for shotgun players to mainly focus on the like situational aspect of the DL. You know, shotguns used to be a lot more powerful. You could run around the whole map and theoretically get like a 4K or an ace, for example, if you play your cards right. And now the shotgun, it has been, you know, lowered a lot in terms of range and damage fall off. So sometimes when you get that first 1 or 2 impact kills with shotgun, you drop and just pick up a different weapon if you don't have to open up any doors to break that lock. I think in that instance, with it being kill house, Zig just wanted the better shotgun of the auto. But you know, it wouldn't shock me if we do see that again for Arise, where someone kind of runs in with a shotgun. They're either out of ammo, they don't need to kick doors, or the next gunfight they take is going to be from long range. If they just drop that shotgun and pick up something else, because it just isn't as easy to use as it once was. You know, even a couple of weeks back, I feel like the nerf is still fairly new in the minds of many.
Yeah, I think there probably are quite a few people that are still kind of adjusting to how the new shotgun plays and stuff. I don't know about Ziglo. Maybe not him specifically, because he does have like 600 hours in the last 2 weeks or some crazy number like that probably. But I do. We're on an Adder Talon. This is a bank that you might initially think is familiar, and then be like, wait a sec, because there are a lot of banks with a very similar setup on the north side of the map, with a manager leading into the accounting with the button in it. On top right corner, Arise have opted to play through manager, which I think is very good. A Flogel attempt will be coming out from Q Process, which I like a good deal. But having that manager control, you're just right next to that vault already, and you're right next to the button. They're all so close. You can kind of just go through that security, which if the defenders have office or lobby rather control, they can't really even do too much to you in security. Just one at this entrance here, so it will be a split, but we're about to get into some action.
Second Molly not being thrown until the flash is already deployed, allowing Ziglo just to barrel his way into security. They technically have vault access. All they need to do now is hit the button. And Noon's job here, I think, is just to hold this cutoff. But with the smoke going off, I think I've been proven wrong, as him and someone else as well just charge their way in towards the teller side of the map, maybe looking to get some sort of like pincer to have that button control and close out the round after the fact. Sagandi's un-ADSing at the worst time, getting punished there by Goofed, and Noon, the rotate with the Black Tar, eliminating the last defender there. Is a flawless quarter for Arise.
Man, the movement of Arise is just so beautiful to see. Their map movements and coordination together are crazy. Ziglo is such a quick push into that security to get so much space and information on the lobby push to kind of help out Noon with his play there too, while the remaining members of Arise played up towards that button in accounting. Lacking did end up falling, but she did get a kill beforehand, I believe, picking off one of the players in accounting before falling themselves. So, man, I think Arise did step up after that first game. They said that one round they lost, that ain't happening again. We are going to stomp. So far, the closest round we've seen has been the first one. Arise looking very good.
We'll see if Q Process's attacks are any better. I mean, that was the one side where they got a round win.
That is true. They have smokes now. So
real. I think we'd call that one a truth nuke. Is this really a good factory to smoke off? I think yes, at least for office, like the way Arise did, but that and storage I feel like are good areas to smoke off, but maybe not like a conga line necessarily.
Yeah, there's a lot of positions that defenders could play around bomb very easily with high ground, even on the generator walkways and such. So I think a smoke line might not be the best way to do it on this map. They do have one single smoke placed, so it does look like they're going to play towards power through toxic and through servers here. Ooh, that wall is very interesting. Oh, wait a second. Maybe there is a smoke line that they can get walling there. I think you could probably jump down onto generator that way. I really like this plan with this wall. That is a long choke that you kind of have to run through on that walkway to get to where that wall is. So if there is someone off us with an AK or a knack or something spraying down that that long run that you have to do as an attacker, you could just get 1 or even 2 kills if they line up for you. So I think the initial point of contact, the initial sort of really difficult fight for Q Process is going to be in that green. I'd like to see Arise play it a little more aggressive than Q Process did when they were defending this map. They do only have 1 door circled, Arise, so there's really not a lot of writing on the map for them. So they might be playing unexpecting of this sort of wall. We'll see how it goes. In execution now. 2 smokes in hand for the side of Q Process. So their odds of winning are looking good.
That's like at least a 50% win rate right there. You get all 4, it's 100. So you do the math on the rest. I kind of like that they use the nade as well to try to get through this green door fast, but with no flash following up, you know, Zigalo just gets a quick kill on the Bow Twix. I like that shutter play as well by Arise, but no one on the offense was going through there. The molly kill for Noon, and he just runs into free with the mop, trying to no-scope Arcadian. He'll fall shortly after because of that. Still, though, an advantage for Arise, and they're aware of this play. Goof just jumping through the smoke and getting a kill with the auto as well. This might still be a round win for Arise, but it is a 1 versus 1. Good trades have been there for Q Process, but every minute they think that Arise will stop swinging them. Someone doubles down, someone commits to the aggression, and it's successful for Sachi to put Pooh down. They even have the wall charge as well for next round. This could be a very interesting kill house.
Sachi with the beautiful loadout going into this next round. That was a very aggressive green played by Arise, like I had asked for. Brilliant. Super aggressive, constant swinging. Basically, someone would swing, they would fight, win or lose the gunfight. Someone is swinging right after them to trade or start damaging the next guy. That was basically constant gunfire for the entirety of that round in Arise, having the last man alive in Sachi. I wonder where this wall charge is going to be used by the side of Arise, if they even use it. I'd love to open additional rotates and stuff with a wall charge on defense, or set it as a trap on a door or something. So if a attacker goes up to kick it or even shotgun it, you could probably just get a kill on them with that wall charge. But we'll see what happens. They might save it for next round. They might have a better idea. They're kind of talking about it. So maybe they will be, these might be discussions of where to wall, but we will see what happens. It looks like Q Process are thinking about that red lockers, but I imagine they will be wanting to play mostly green side as they are down a clack and a full charge now. They didn't even get to use it.
I wonder if they'll put the wall somewhere on the map. I think that's what the line is drawn through here for Rise, is like if they hear a lockers blow, they put the wall down, maybe wait for someone to kick the screen door and just blow. If they had auto shotgun, you could even run through that wall charge like aggressively and get like a really funny 3K or something, for example, if everyone's just focused on the green door. But maybe they'll be saving it. Noon does have the clacker and the mop. I was going to question that, like, you know, why are you not bringing auto for a kill house? But because we've seen this map already, it's the good reception where you can mop from there if they go free. And because they've lost clacker, you know, they might be assuming that Q Process just tries to go free again. That seems to make sense in my mind, and that will be what Q Process ends up doing. They've got their second frag grenade for this round, not opting to torch through the barred window leading into construction, and they've learned from their mistakes. They smoke off reception, but there is still Goofed, I believe, hiding in there with the shorty and a mini AK as well. Noon does bring that wall charge into play for this round, maybe waiting to see where exactly Q Process are going to push from before committing it down on the ground. And Goof just he has a staring contest with Bow Twix, and he ends up losing that because his eyes have been shot out by an AP-25.
Yeah, looks like he got scared a little there.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. Ziggalo, this guy's got a family. I don't want to kill him. And he just died. So there ends the war drama in the Q process Arise soap opera. Kicking down the door with brute force there as it's been unsuccessfully locked open, and bang goes the wall charge. Double bang from Ziggalo on the flank through crates. They never checked him. Racking up 2 with the Ingmar. Arcade left alone in construction, quivering in fear as they find almost 3 kills lining up for each other, but lacking is the one to shut that down. Arise 5-0. And maybe they could get the clacker back as well to save it for next round because it was a free take.
Yeah, that's true. They could save that clacker to maybe get another kill on this next round. Noon I don't think managed to get much use out of the mop, unfortunately, but Ziggalo, man, that spray in Hall to take down 2 with the Ingmar, that was crazy. That man should have died there. And we're almost at 6-0 already. Man, this thing just goes so fast when you are constantly winning rounds. We'll see how Q Process tackle this map. This was a very nice attacking round from Arise. Oh, yay. Oh, hello. We get a nice hello. I like his and sign. It kind of looks like a scent.
We are on
cool.
bank, maybe they're gonna take their little monies to the bank. Maybe they'll do that.
A nice route here through servers. I do like you could take a shotgun. You could get into that servers very, very fast, even probably before a molly comes down. I imagine playing through that side allows a lot more presence in teller and such, and better positioning in counting to kind of fight, because it is quite a funnel out of security into accounting. You kind of have to have some entrance presence here on this map, it seems, as the attackers, even if it's just someone with a black tattoo look. But this is a bit of a longer push, and I do like the 2 barbs they have. That one on security especially. Oh, very interesting barb set of entrance to funnel them through, but I don't think it will pay off for Arise. That is some nice funny stuff that they got going on there, though. I'm curious if they'll actually do it.
That Q process don't get lost, like if they're just drawing them a straight line, like, hello, come right in, how can we help you today, sir? They're just trying to make sure they get into accounting so they can hit that button, get into bank to get their little monies. I'm really wondering the thought process behind going through server. I think it's just, you talk about the path of least resistance, right? I think you mentioned that with like Arise's planning on most rounds for attack. This is kind of like the path of most resistance. Like, you have to clear out the entirety of bank in order to go through server, and Goofed is sitting here clacking. Like, somehow they know that they're gonna end up going in through server, and they're gonna have something to shut that down. Noon even playing a little too close to that red door. That could have been dangerous. Oh, I think Sagandis hears Goofed clacking through this red door, so he's kind of waiting, saying, hey, just wait a couple seconds. We might be able to wait to see if Goofed rotates, make some noise by manager, and we get this door down. Yeah, I think they're changing. Look at the map view. They've all went in through manager instead, and it still failed.
Did manager get kicked or something? Or I don't think they blew.
I think
because it looked like they still had door charge in inventory when they were in manager for me. Maybe I saw something else. We'll see. That is the 6th round, so it's not like Arise is gonna loot or anything, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. I don't know. It looked like they didn't use that door. It looked like maybe that was a kicked door or something. Decided to play through it. Could be wrong, of course. I'm sad we didn't get to see that quick play on the left side of the map. Goofed kind of shut that down just by existing there with the clacker.
Goofed is really terrifying. I've heard he's 6'10" and weighs like 300 pounds and can bench a ton. So I'd be terrified too, to be honest. Yeah, he's what you call the Goliath. What is it from COD? Like the monster of Makatash or whatever, or Mekatash?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm not the COD lore guy for sure. Sorry to disappoint.
What is step one? Tell me right now.
Step 1. I know. I don't know what the step 1 is.
Okay,
You gotta go shoot all of the little symbol monkeys that are outside the map.
That is true.
I know that one.
That's a good reference. Well, you know, in this case, for the viewer at home, first step is to go online, look up dueprocess.info. That'll direct you right to our beautiful website where you can, in fact, buy this game and also draw these silly little stick figures yourself, or maybe say hi to some friends through Twitch chat if you end up playing in the Due Process League. But the reference is step 1, secure the keys. There's several other steps after that, and I could be really autistic and ramble about that for like 2 more hours, but I'm gonna focus on the game because we are 1 round away from closing out this series almost flawlessly for Arise. And Q Process, I mean, they continue to marvel me with their plans. They're gonna wall charge out of bathroom from office. This is insane planning here, and I don't really know if it's gonna work. Also, is that a smoke under like the bathroom logo? Like, they have a smoke grenade there? You got a conga line to the bomb again?
Logo.
Oh yeah, I think it
is. It could be smoke. It could be exclamation point. They might do the conga line. The last time they were 6-0, a conga line did win them the round. So hopefully it works out again. This is a new set, so they have all their stuff again. I like this wall actually in the bathroom, or into bathroom. So many of Arise are playing in that bathroom actually. So I don't think where the wall is they will get a kill, but they could. And there is some guy on this door too even. So this is gonna be a hard take into green for Key Process.
Oh, what a molly. I was gonna make fun about it, but it actually cuts off the green door. But I guess everyone just continues to ego peek. Lacking and Goofed now gone. They could try to walk their way in through office. They eventually do so, getting the wall charge down. Tiger Driver 2 with the DL as well, making it all up to Zigolo. Hoping the ace to clutch out the round, but it's going to be another victory for Q Process. I think there, Arise just were playing really, playing a little silly. Maybe even kicking down the red door as well. I think that's how some of them ended up dying there in that round. And yeah, it just didn't pan out, but you know, it happens.
It was a little bit of a funny round from Arise for sure. There was a second there where I don't think Q Process even really needed to blow that wall, but they did anyway. Finish the plan. I respect it. They do take a round, so it will be 6-1. Arise, of course, still so close to just ending this series. You know, maybe Q Process. Maybe they're laughing a bit in their comms right now. They're having a good time. Maybe momentum will swing. Maybe they'll get a second round. They didn't use their smokes, right? So they have those for another smoke tunnel somewhere else.
So to not think about it, that's a new quarter. You know, that's very tactical from Q Process, saving the smokes. Now they've got 4 for that 100% win rate. I think that's that's something good to see. You know, that actually should be. It's a really weird stat, but having someone like look at the stats and be like, oh, on attacking round wins when there's a smoke thrown, what's the win rate of that? You know?
Yeah, that is actually a really cool stat.
I feel like smokes are kind of a bell curve where like they can work really well in a basic strat like the conga line, or they work really well because they cut off certain angles, like smoking through a wall, because it has kind of like this domed feature to it where it can clip through walls and just kind of just is the sphere that it says it will be on the map. But then also you've got like the top of the bell curve where like smokes just suck because you smoke off your teammates and they last for 30 seconds. So could be interesting to see something like that, but it is very hyper specific. Going into this map though, Nog, what do you feel like? Do you feel like there's both, you know, value out of either blowing castle or pit here?
I think you can get some value out of blowing castle. You can get kind of quicker access to that perch. Both perches even. You don't have to go ground floor. You can fight them on the same elevation, so they don't have a height advantage or anything. And with a grenade on those first barbs or something of the sort, maybe even the second, they could get good positioning for later in the round. Personally, I prefer a pit blow just because power can be so beneficial for hiding in those bushes and things for the attackers later in the round when they do have sight control. It's also fun to kind of sneak through those bushes and stuff up on some of those unexpected defenders, though. I'm sure Arise will be expecting. Congratulations, by the way. We'll just see Castle Blow, it looks like. They have a molly prepped, and this path that they'll have to take out of Castle through those 2 barbs looks like it's going to be pretty brutal. And I don't even think there was anyone green. Yeah, this is just going to be a 5-man Castle push from the side of Q Process.
I feel like having some pressure beach is always helpful, like no matter what take you are doing. So it's definitely interesting having no one play there, to say the least. Yeah. Especially, I think, because they also have Saber, which would be really powerful on this map. Smoke's coming out. They've cleared out a lot of the longer angles. Maybe that's why they opted not to go beaches, because they knew the smoke would be kind of guarding from that. Bochwick's on the entry. Good shot landed. And Zigalo, unfortunately, shooting his teammate. That's lacking now gone. And the man advantage firmly secured by Q Process with the help of some buddies on the enemy team. Some good shots landed there by Zigalo, redeeming himself a little bit with that Ingmar. But it is still a man advantage, and Arcadian playing up in Castle, holding those longer angles, gets another for himself. Bomb going down. I don't think Zigalo has an angle, but actually he does. Oh, the rock! It blocked him off, so he was forced to plant against that line of sight that Zigalo was holding. Good job playing back, forcing him to stick that defuse, and now he's waiting for Arcadian to run around this grass and try to peek him out, but with only the gat in his hand, it's a really tough fight to win compared to that big AK. Arcadian clutching with a 3K, waiting patiently, and 2-6 is now the scoreline. But Q Process still at a deficit, but hey, who knows? Maybe it's tieable. Who knows?
They've done better than they did last game. That was really good execution from Q Process. I gotta say, despite all the barbs they had to push through, they kind of pivoted nicely to play through jungle floor, so they did give the high ground advantage to the defenders there and still managed to win that round. Goofed was in such a stellar spot for a flank, but flank watch from Q Process was just so good that round that he never really had the opportunity. I think he just got kind of shut down before he even really had a chance to do any damage on that very nice flank. And Noon also getting caught out kind of outside of a smoke, trying to get a nice flank position, maybe retake Castle or something of sort. So I gotta say, Q Process looked really nice that round, and they did have some smokes go down, so that might explain the victory for them. We are on now this Liberty Cell. Seeing this a bit recently. Dock blow seems to be the preferred method of entry, though I don't think they have a wall charge anymore because they blew it on that C-store initially into bathroom. So we'll see what they decide to pivot to. Power doesn't seem like it's too difficult to get through, whether it's through green or through that red door near dock. Of course, there are a lot of angles to kind of defend both of those entrances from. And office, if a barb is, even if one barb is placed correctly, 2 barb, especially on office, can completely shut down a push if they don't have torch barb combo from the side of the attackers. So it looks like they're going to play kind of west to east on this map and try to play close range in office, close range in servers and stuff to prevent some of these longer range weapons from the defenders from being super useful, it seems. Though 2 Lagroses coming out for a rise. I love to see that. 2 AKs as well. We'll see what Goofed ends up taking, but a big AK in the hands of Arcadian, who did clutch out that last round with it. Mostly APs from the side of attackers.
Oh my god, there it is. I thought Goof was gonna stick the auto shotgun there. This is great weapon symmetry. No utility as well. I think they've already placed some barbs on the ground. No, I don't see any on the map view. This is going to be just a complete brawl by Team Arise. Interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think their economy is just looking really bad after those 2 round losses. They used a lot of barb those last rounds. So
yeah, there's the torch. Goof should be calling this out, getting a teammate to maybe help assist here. Because just solo peeking this with Legros might be really challenging, but the door charge goes off right next to Doc. Great flash, as you mentioned, just try to make some space, but no one's watching server. Okay. All right, well, Noon gets the first elimination. someone spotted out by the crates. I believe Pooh will shut them down with the Saber. But there is still office control, which is really powerful here, just because you can watch over all of that lower crates position. Sachi, a nice shot landed as well, leaving now Tiger Driver and Bo Twix, both about 10 to 15 health left as well. So this Legros and Short AK will just one-tap them. Even the Gat would kill them outright. And there it is. Despite the eco round from Arise, they come out on top, simply playing back, playing for those long-range engagements, and the Legros kind of shining through. You love to see it, Nog.
Yeah, I do love to see it. A good Legros round is always very nice. Great play on that. The torched dock is the word I'm looking for. Oh my gosh, I struggled.
All good.
A good torch on that dock. But Arise was able to play really well around it, and I think maybe 2 kills happened outside of that little dock hole that they opened up, but Noon had a good angle. He didn't get checked. He got a nice free kill, basically. Man, I love to see Legros's getting a round win. That's a very fun gun to use, especially with the buff recently. Nice 2-0 from Arise here, securing 4 points for themselves. And I'm happy to see Q Process taking an extra round this second game. It was good to see some nice plays from them come out.
Yeah, I think Team Arise must have heard my predictions and was like, you know what? We'll give Fella one. We'll give him the 7-2 he predicted.
Nice.
I think there were some good highlight rounds there for Q Process, but in terms of like how good everyone else is on Arise and also the upper echelon, like Chaos, for example, I feel like that skill discrepancy is still just so obvious. Like Arise and Chaos, they're putting in the hours, they're scrimming, they're working on team chemistry, and when they make mistakes, they fix them, they improve on what issues they have. And we saw here the clear night and day comparison of them versus Chaos to today, where they showed up prepared on game day, they were playing off of each other. The only time they really got silly was like those last 3 rounds where you saw triple Legros because they had a bad eco, and then like, you know, they kicked down the red door forcibly to try to get some cheeky angles early against Q Process. But like against a team like Chaos, you probably don't see something like that. So I think this is a good wake-up call for Team Arise, and maybe based off the stats as well from that past match, we could give out some shout outs perhaps for people on Q Process like Sagandis, who had a great first round and still played kind of consistently after that too.
Yeah, it was a quick set of 2 games, but it was good gameplay to watch regardless of the speed. Yeah, I want to see if I can get some stats here for a little bit of a pre-break treat for some people. Let me see what I can do.
Just a small treat, just a little treat.
Maybe I'll just at Tetra full.
Yeah. We got big man Jesse probably telling us to go to break soon. Say we are hoping that we have the stats ready, because that would be really nice to talk about briefly.
Yeah, it might end up being a little bit of a longer break. And while we're waiting for stats, don't forget to check out dueprocess.info. If you are enjoying watching the game, perhaps you will enjoy playing it too. It is at the very affordable price of $10. Very easy to get into. There's lots of resources in the dedicated players that will be around. They can help you out and help you learn the game and just ask questions. Lots of people are very friendly in this community and are very willing to get new players and help them get into this game and stuff. Wow, Ziglo, holy moly.
Yeah, 4 out of 4 on entries, 2,300 damage, averaging 240 and then 270 on attack and defense. So basically on attack, he was getting like a kill and a half, and then defense, he was almost racking up a double that. Actually, no, he was almost getting like a triple kill on attack, my mistake, and then almost nearing a double kill on defense most rounds with 4 out of 4 opening entries. Best weapon Ingmar. That last part's clearly photoshopped. I mean, best weapon has to be DL for that guy. He is stuck in purgatory on shotgun, despite popular belief. But yeah, no, I think there was a lot more consistency in the game 1 statistics between all of Arise, and then this game, Zig just kind of he got let off the leash, I guess. He's like, you know, maybe we'll give Goof shotguns. Maybe I'm gonna try this new gun called the Ingmar. Maybe it's good or something. And yeah, he just kind of killed it out there. So good for him, along with the rest of the team. Not really playing like horribly. They just kind of let Zig do all the talking, it seems like, because everyone had between like 6 to 7 kills besides that, which is averaging against Q Process's like 4 to 7 as well.
Yeah, very similar stats from the players of Arise and Q Process. Actually, Zigalo just like so wow, it's crazy how big of a difference there is between the top damage on his team and second. Nearly more than double the damage of Lacking, which was the second highest, 859 to Zigalo's 2,361. My god, dude. Zigalo, what do you eat, man? What do you drink? Do Process, is that all? All right.
I know he cooks the pizza. I know he cooks the pizza, so maybe he'll go do that after.
Cook the pizza.
Yeah, with that being said, though, it's been a pleasure working with you once again, Nog. Want to give a special shout out to all the people behind the scenes on production and observing. I think we had both Cohen and Stormy observing, Tetra as the man behind the Argus camera, and then Jesse as our main producer here. We always thank them so much. And we'll see you all soon after a short break where we come back at, I think, 4 p.m. East to get our second best of 2 matchup underway, which is the third team versus Chaos. But I could be wrong. So if I am, I'm really sorry. We hope to see you then, though. Take care.
Hello, and welcome back to the Due Process League Rebooted. We are here for Day 2, Week 2, Game 2. I am still Nog, and I'm joined this time by Troy. How are you feeling today, Troy?
Oh, I'm doing great. Enjoyed the games yesterday, gonna enjoy the games today. Just happy to be back as well.
Nice. I see your mustache is looking as beautiful as ever. You look like you are in peak form for some casting today. We just witnessed a bout between Arise and Q Process. Arise taking that series, dropping only 3 rounds. Looking very, very strong coming into their second week and leaving it. A nice recovery after their game against Chaos yesterday. They did end up losing that one. Troy, you saw this first matchup today. What are your thoughts on it? I'm curious how you felt about either Q Process or Arise.
Both teams played well, but Arise, I hate to say it, but was just clearly the better team. Not much resistance was pushed up. 3 games won by due process, but I don't think that's a competition, honestly. Like, they did lose to Chaos, which was definitely I don't want to say surprising, although I believe the casters that casted that game were surprised. They didn't. It
certainly surprised me.
Yeah. So I'm very curious to see them maybe in the future match up against each other again.
Yeah, I am as well. I'm excited for playoffs when we'll get to see them face off again. And I believe this is the first streamed game that does not have either Arise or Chaos playing in it. So we get some fresh faces on both sides, which is very nice. In this upcoming match. I just want to glaze Zigalo a little bit more before we jump into the matchup of our next game, because my god, the performance in the second game was just I mean, in Zigalo fashion, topping the board with 2k damage. It felt like a 10-man to him, I'm sure. Just having fun, shooting heads, hard carrying as he usually does. Definitely gonna be my player of the match. And hey, maybe we'll see him as player of the week this week, as his stats are pretty crazy.
Who knows? Yeah.
How about we talk a little bit about this upcoming matchup now that we got just about to start? BNUUY versus Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, previously known as
F86, I think was
F86.
Pink Pony Club's name initially. Now they have rebranded.
Well,
different
much better
name now. I would agree. I do like it more. I was gonna maybe not voice my opinion on that one, but you know what? I do like that name.
It has something, you know. It's
let's
the Pink
see.
Pony Club. And they're here
Pony
to
Club.
destroy.
Are we? I know we have Mel, Sachi's sister, I believe, on the side of BNUUY. I don't know if that is BNUUY's team captain or not, but I've played a few times against Mel and BNUUY, and they are a very good team, I would say. They are one of the I would say they're probably a middle of the pack kind of team from what I know. So maybe they are, let's see, who is on
Maybe we
Pony
can pull
Club?
up
I just
the,
played against them yesterday.
teams.
Yeah, we have the roster. Maybe we can take a look at here to see which ones we are taking a look at. While we're getting that ready, why don't you guys take a look at dueprocess.info. Remember, iHeartDP, available now. You can scan the QR code below. Go ahead and get the game for yourself. If you haven't enjoyed watching it, you might enjoy playing it. It is only for the low price of 10 smackaroos. Smackaroos being US dollars. You could have this thing in your hands to play with. As a player from Frogs, we did play against Pink Pony Club yesterday, and they did put up quite a fight in the first game. So I will recognize some of these names: Cream, Cuckoo, Sergeant Sato, Sisik, and Hawk. I remember Hawk doing pretty good. Hawk was one of their primary players, I would say, in the fragging department, and Sergeant Sato, I think, also might have topped the board for their team both times in those games. I could be wrong. Let me take a look here. It was not a top of the second game for Sergeant Sato, but first game he played very well. They played very well.
Yeah.
But on the side of BNUUY, why don't you let us know a little bit about them?
Yeah, we got Mel, Jesboat, and a player I'll just be referring to as I guess. Yali and Brandon. Pretty good players as well. I've actually played a warm-up match a little while ago, like half an hour, with Jesboat and Yali. Very good players, very well-rounded as well. Really just good teams against good teams. I'm not really familiar with the lineup of Pink Pony Club. I believe I've seen Cream and Cuckoo before, but not enough to actually say anything about their due process performance. But BNUUY is a very well-rounded team. I'm quite curious to see which players are gonna be picking up the Saber and Mob sniper rifles, like which are gonna be the headshot hunters.
That is true. Who will be those headshot hunters? I'm looking forward to see how these two teams face off against each other. I am predicting it'll be a little more even of a bout than the last one we saw earlier today. At least I would hope so. I would hope so.
I do like these lineups. Like watching Arise versus Chaos is fun and all, but it's also fun to see teams that are less notorious play against each other. The outcomes are a bit more predictable. Or unpredictable, I should say.
I agree. There might be some less like I don't like to use the word meta in this game because lots of maps have many different viable ways of attacking, but a lot of the better teams, you could say, have strats to a degree prepared for certain maps because they have so much playtime. They've seen a lot of them, but some of these teams who might not have the time to put in their whole near life into improving the game, at least during this league, are going to be a little more kind of winging it and stuff. And I'm curious to see if there will be some silly little strats that come out, some unexpected stuff to catch some of the defenders off guard or vice versa. Yeah,
watching Arise play, like it's really cool to see them blow a red door and then instantly have 3 perfectly aimed flashbangs ready to go. But on the other hand, it's also very interesting to see teams that might play a bit more messy and a bit more chaotic, a bit more unpredictability. Well, it's entertaining for us to watch, at least, seeing the chaos unfold.
Yes. Indeed. Indeed. I think we should be loading up into game here pretty soon. So I know we don't know too much about these teams. I know they are good on both sides, but I don't know enough to give a super confident prediction. So I'm going to say before we get into game, Troy, who do you think is going to win this first game?
I only really know I don't think Pink Pony Club is going to win this, but that's because I don't know them that well. But maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe BNUUY is gonna mess up on a few points.
Yeah, we will see. I think I am maybe leaning a little bit towards BNUUY as well as the favorites to win this first game. But again, we will see. Now loading into this Snow Falcon map, I'll start off it with a nice little breakdown here. This red door in office to the north on the side of the attackers is quite difficult to push through that office because hallway is so strong. You have a lot of wall bangs that you can play through as the defenders to get a lot of damage into the office. And that barb on the outside of that office door slows down the push. It'll force them to, if they have a torch, spend some time getting rid of that barb, or if they have a nade, they'll be forced to use that nade. Of course, it is very close to sight, so that gives them the boon of executing very quickly to get onto bomb. There's not too much comfortable space to play in backstage for the defenders. That is a funnel back onto site. So if crates are lost to the attackers as the defenders, it's kind of difficult to retake, I would say.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Checkpoint is also an alright pushing opportunity. It is into kitchen, but I don't think the defenders are going to be holding up into kitchen all that much. There are those nasty little risen spots on the side wings of checkpoint where we've seen people hiding up before with shotguns and just catching the attackers off guard. It's a very interesting map. Hall gives a lot of access, so that might be a target for the attackers. But let's see what they opt for.
Yeah, I was thinking Hall playing in through with a torch or something through that window to get into the hall, so you can kind of shut down some of those wall bangs is very nice. But it doesn't seem like they're going to be doing that. It's just a full push into office with little resistance so far.
Ooh, and they tossed their nade, but didn't get the barbed wire. That might be a really bad play for the attackers.
Yeah, that could slow down the push quite a bit. It might make it near impossible for them to even get into the site the way they initially planned.
Trying to get a wallbang kill or at least connect some rounds. Ooh, but the attackers are dropping down quickly. Cuckoo and Psyces on low HP, catching Mel off guard. Very nice. Oh. Ooh, but gets wallbanged. That's the power of the neck. Those wall bangs are just nasty, especially on Kill House. Oh.
Oh,
he got one down, but didn't expect the second defender to be right behind him. That's a shame.
Nice pistol whip with the LS there to end the round. Good wall bangs, good play from BNUUY. They played that as they should have in the positions they had, and that whiff on that barb with that nade from Pink Pony Club, I think cost them the round. They weren't even really able to execute into sight at all, I don't think. They had to kind of pivot their whole plan after that nade whiffed.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's what I've been saying in the beginning. Those messy, chaotic plays, like something goes wrong and you just have to adapt to that. That was devastating for them. They still got utility, definitely. They used at least one shotgun, so they're down a shotgun. I think the second one is going to be used right here into C-Store. Could you maybe talk about the strats a bit?
Yeah, sure. I was looking at this green from Shed through Office through Freezer, and it doesn't actually seem that bad to me. I think, there's some in-game talking we're getting. Nice. They're doing some planning for us so we can hear it. I do like this green push. I think it's very quick to get into Freezer. I believe that door you could probably just press F on unless it is, you just open it straight up. They're doing a lot of in-game talking. I'm enjoying this. Bathroom also doesn't seem like that bad of a blow. You have two doors to get out. Yeah, like they were talking about now.
We could take control and open shutter. At that point, they have to
well, I think we're not needed anymore. I think we've got passes in game.
a good mic check here going on. Also, that entrance section that you can get in through Office seems pretty nice for the attackers to kind of play through as well. But it seems they're going to do 3-2 split, 2 going green to play through Office. Maybe Freezer. They don't have too deep of a line drawn there, but in Bathroom, it does look like they want to play through Teller and maybe out to entrance 2. Or at least nearby entrance through that green door there. I do think the front of the map is very strong entrance, has a lot of line of sights onto bomb and nearby, and the defenders have to kind of run into those line of sights to kill someone if they are tucked on that left side of bomb there. That Teller door can't quite see them. If you have cover there, it'll be very, very hard for the attackers to get there. Go into execution now. Pink Pony Club dropping out of the truck. We will see how this goes for them. I think this bathroom side of the map is going to be more important for the push as they do have the 3 stacked there. So I think that'll be the side of the map to watch.
Ooh, there's
a torch entrance.
Torch entrance, yeah.
They did I don't think they marked that, but unfortunately that is not pennable.
Yeah.
So just a mag going to waste there. Already actually pivoting 3 now in this Office.
Little resistance into Office, which is gonna give them line of sight on entrance and maybe even allow them to secure entrance to push into storefront. It seems like they're holding Freezer for now, not really wanting to push in, which I don't blame them for.
It was a bit of a mistake. Brandon killing Mel there with a molly.
Friendly fire is not something you want to see in these games, but it happens. Good line of sight. A dual team outside shooting with long-range weapons into storefront. The attackers have secured bomb. Can they hold it? Ooh.
Just down to the one person in Teller now, but Diffuser's in a real strong spot, so this is going to be very, very hard.
And he's just too late. He does get a kill, maybe a second. No. Good try,
Right.
good try. A bit too delayed. I should have pushed in earlier.
Coming from arcade, it did make it a little bit hard. They were Brandon choosing to run through Teller instead of going through that blue door, which might have ended up being too long of a route. I guess it did end up being too long of a route. Wasn't able to get there in time to kill that diffuser. Did trade one back at least, so that's a little bit of economy loss for the attackers, but not nearly as much as the defenders did lose there. I think they're out of AKs now on the side of BNUUY, so they'll be playing mostly long range, like Legros kind of stuff, maybe Nax and Gerbers rather, the other one.
Yeah, and I don't think
now,
Ingmars are
Brave
too
Fury.
bad on this map, actually. Holding into
not at all.
jungle or from castle into base. Those are some pretty nasty angles.
Yeah, there's that wall coming down onto castle. It seems like the push teams like to do are either you send everyone beach, but there is a door charge on this red door in pit as well. So maybe there will be a double charge. I guess there will have to be a double charge, right? All that seems like to blow north side of the map, that red door up there on that perch. There's a couple nice ways to get out of that area, and you can kind of cover off the guy in jungle who might be down there playing in the water. There are a lot of angles from castle onto the jump out where that blue exclamation point is kind of put near that red door. And there's lots of cover in that log and rocks and stuff there for the attacker. So pushing out there isn't too bad, but we are seeing a south side attack with the wall charge into castle. There's a Flogel going down. People have adapted to this. They generally know which spot the attackers are going to put the wall charge. Attackers seeming to want to just get it down as quick as possible and blow right away. I think going a little deeper can be nice because you might kill the guy who is sitting there waiting to Flogel on that far spot, but I don't know if they will pivot to that. I'm curious to see how this this pit push. Wow, that was almost a flub. Pit push. We'll see how it goes. I'm not personally a fan of the door charge there. There's a lot of there's a really nasty crossfire you can get on the side of the defense through castle and the green door to the north of pit there. But we're in execution now as we get this first charge down, ready to blow it.
I agree. The door charge into pit is a bit questionable, if I'm being totally honest, but I do like the Flogel and castle. The attackers are planning to just toss a nade in there, and if there's somebody ready to Flogel that, he might just be in trouble. Ooh, and Brendolf gets downed. Ooh.
Yeah.
Somebody else picks up the mob to take his spot. Like a good
shot
soldier.
from Kareem. Great smoke too.
Ooh!
Wonderful shot there.
And the nade completely missed. That's good for the defenders. That's actually perfect for the defenders. Are they gonna get that wall charge down?
I don't think... Did they blow the pit or not? I'm not sure.
They didn't blow
They actually
pit
ended up
yet.
blowing
No, they took the clacker on with them on beach and actually never blew pit.
Now we're executing in here.
Oh no, the auto shotgun fails to kill the guy at point blank range. Oh, it's a slaughter. It's a slaughter.
Of course, still in it. With this Ingmar. Oh, looking the wrong way though. Man, that auto shot must have been flashed because they did not get that initial kill point blank range. Concussed to a degree at the very least. Good spray. Dang, kill feed disappeared before I could see and read the name who actually did it. That auto shotty kill. But 2 rounds up now for Pink Polony Club on their attacking 3. So we're going to a double defense for them now. Let me see how they good on the side swap. See how they do on the side swap. looked pretty good on the next 2 rounds, or the latter 2 rounds of their attacking quarter.
Yeah, very exciting. These plays, much happened at the same time, from insane sniper shots to the auto shotgun just failing to connect. Let's see if BNUUY or Pink Pony Club can do it any better. They seem to be going for a split push, checkpoint and office. Very interesting combination. Office gives quick access to the bomb. Checkpoint, if left undefended, is an easy take, but it looks like Barbs are going down into Hall, expecting them to push through checkpoint. A big cross is drawn, maybe symbolizing that they don't want anybody in that area, which would be a mistake.
Yeah, they might be trying to say that they don't think the attackers are going to come there. There's very little drawing on the map from BNUUY so far. What do you, Troy, what are you thinking about? Yeah, I was about to ask about this Southside club take before they drew that, but what do you think about that? How do you feel that would play onto site later in the round?
It does give 2 doors into Hall, but neither of them can support each other, and one just honestly leads into kitchen. Pushing that 1 door into Hall is doable, especially if you flash it properly. Backstage is dangerous, honestly. It's very easy to just barb it up and just hold it with a shotgun or SMG. But if played quickly, rushing through club and backstage with maybe 1 nade and a shotgun is just absolutely, like, the defenders don't know what happened. Like, they're spread out across the map and you just take the southern part and suddenly are in their bomb side. It seems like that's what the attackers are going for. I'm not sure. Is this shot kickable from the outside?
It is indeed with that green door there, but of course charging the red door. They're already in now, and there is some defender presence in this checkpoint. Shots firing already down. Nice molly.
Great molly.
Will trade back Yali. And then the knack spray from Gorsh. Sergeant Sato will take down. Following up with a trade back from Brandon. So even now, 3v3, the health pools cumulatively are probably near the same, though maybe the attackers actually have a little bit less. 2 of those players being low. 1 dead now. We'll see if there's a trade back. Doesn't look like it. Spam still coming through some of these walls. And a very brave push by Hawk will end up with his death. There's actually only 1 defender on site. This other attacker or other defender all the way in checkpoint still. So a very, very big flank potential. Though the attackers have slowed down a little bit, kind of reorienting themselves for this next push. No, this guy surely is not stuck in checkpoint. Yeah, moving now. 1 kill there, actually. This is a very scary take now. Back and forth. The defenders are running just down to this one guy, circling around this box, getting low now. What a little spin around there from Cuckoo on
Cuckoo getting
Mel.
2 very nice close quarter kills. Yeah.
Wow. Cream didn't have to do much that round. His team just kind of cleaned up for them, chilling with that AK in checkpoints.
The defense was very well played. I really liked the molly at the beginning, forcing to push inward. They couldn't fall back because then they would die to the molly. And forcing them forward just left them all out in the open for an easy pick. Well
played by the anchor on that bomb site for Pink Pony Club, securing the end of round victory. I think it was 2 kills that Cuckoo had to get alone. Effectively, it was a 1v2 to close out the round. So great. I'm just gonna say great 4v5 from Pink Pony Club. Really
great 4v5. Yeah.
It looks like this torch entrance is going to be a little bit of a similar play from the attacking squad. Is there anything else you'd like to see a bit of a difference on from the attack onto this map?
I think the push was nice. The previous attackers didn't really bother going into freezer, although I think securing freezer and arcade does give a lot of cross sidelines. Like from arcade, you can practically guarantee that your teammate can safely move into teller. I think they should have done a bit more with that. The defenders seem to know it and really want to defend office. Also because BNUUY used utility on the first map. They blew a door, so they might try and save the clacker for a last round, because they are not guaranteed to win this one either. I think them expecting the free door and the attackers going for the free door are definitely the right place, as to say. It's just I'm not that big of a fan of pushing into entrance, especially when the defenders know that you're going to go for shed. But maybe if they see the second barbed wire, they change their mind and actually push for freezer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. They might see the second barb and pivot to a freezer push. There is a nice spot in freezer you can sit next to the power to kind of see that blue arcade door where a defender might be rotating back once you have site control as attackers. There is no defense set up for the north side of the map, really. So, there's no barb there even on that office. They pivoted one, it looks like. Interesting. Yeah, I do like this a freezer push a little bit more than a entrance push. And it looks like they will just kill this guy who is in there. Oh, but a trade back. Oh, team kill or a trade. And Brandon will take out Hawk there. The tail end, we saw the beginning of that fight. Scary peeks from
Sicey's probably
Gruber there onto a spray.
Yeah, it's very risky, but
good spray onto Jazzboat, but a good trade back as well from Yali. And then we are down now to just the one defender in Teller, already taking some damage. They seem a little bit trapped right now, especially with the Saber out front. Yeah, I was gonna say defuse can start. And rotating around, they might not have time. Taking down one. Oh, what a spray through that shelf. Just the Saber is now remaining. But they have pushed around into this office. Forced through freezer now. Swapping guns to a Gruber SD. So it'll be AK versus Gruber. Creampod seems to be in the better position. This attacker is going to go for the defuse though. And Cream misplayed there, letting the attacker get to the bomb with such a... with it so close to being defused. As soon as they turned their back there, that teller door should have been opened and they should have been taken out. But nice play from I think it was to just go to bomb and defuse. Probably good comms telling that it was so close to being defused, and BNUUY will take that round. Nicely done.
Yeah, Cream played it. I want to say played it well. Shame that they misjudged how much time was left on the bomb.
Yeah.
The attackers made quite a few mistakes with a team kill and the way they pushed in. Just very exciting. It's a very dynamic match. It's very fun to watch. It looks like the attackers are going for practically one of the two viable strategies on this map. It's a very well-known map. It's a very played map. The defenders know it. So they're probably just going to be setting up with the mob, which they still have.
Yeah, they do indeed. They didn't have a chance to use it on Kill House, really, or that C-store. There wasn't really a long enough angle to kind of justify that. I do like the pivot of blowing that perch instead of pit for the attacking side. Even if no one is there on that perch, having it open will make the defenders have to think about their positioning even more. Or just having someone lurk there could be devastating in a later round if you're very quiet. Exactly. But I really like the wall charge into castle, and they put it in the exact same spot. So It would be a similar outcome, I imagine. Though there's no Flogel placed down for Pink Pony Club. And I do want to say, Cream Pod making up for the round on Kill House that they didn't really get to do much with that last round, though. Of course, when we took it.
Yeah, we've seen
there
Cream
goes
Pod
the
can PvP. Definitely.
there goes the extinguisher onto that wall charge there to kind of stop it. As we are now executing. Why don't you take this round, Troy?
Yeah. We're seeing being the chosen carrier, screaming, "Witness me." The name is very fitting. The Purge attackers are kind of just staring at each other, probably waiting for Beach to get kicked before making their plays, being quiet agents. We see Satu trying to get a sneaky headshot maybe with their Ingmar long range. Ooh, Purge is getting blown. Are they going to push in? Ooh, Satu gets taken out. Maybe a bit too risky to pick that. The defenders do have an auto shotgun sitting in jungle.
Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very exciting. That might push in after Castle was blown. They seem to kind of just leave Castle. Yeah, exactly. He's going in. Smoke is down. They're flashing, but it's not effective. Oh, that's a misplay. That's a massive misplay. And now the Saber, or the mob, the sniper, is trying to counter push. Oh no, the get isn't enough. No, the mobs just... It's such a shame when you've got a sniper in such a good position and you have to give it up. Just trying to push back in. That's tough. The auto shotgun, once again, just failing to connect where you want it.
I know, I was going to say, on the same map, too, the auto shot dying before they're able to get any shots off to an AP spray. So very key kill in both rounds on that castle take to kill the auto shotty.
Yeah.
If that first kill went out for the auto shotty, they could reposition very easily, and that whole push could have been stalled out for a good while. But very key kill to secure the round for the side of BNUUY. Going into the second half now, we get another set of defense for Pink Pony Club. We are tied 3-3. So an even matchup. Like we had predicted, some good rounds coming out. Exciting gameplay. I'm glad it's close.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's way more fun to cast when it's close. This is a very interesting map as well. Trying to remember if I've played this before. Have you?
I don't know if I've played it, but I have seen it a few times in play. Just last match, Arise versus Q Process. They had this map show up, and green is a very nice hold for defenders. You can play very aggressive. There's lots of spots you can play that you are safe from flashes, and you can have reinforcements to come in and swing after you make contact. So I think green is very worth playing. Though the charge they have placed down for the defender side is on that red door to the south of the map.
It is quite a sneaky red door. It's kind of out of the way. Maybe the defenders even forget about it, and they just get two people rushing way too deep into generator.
Yeah, they...
Am I seeing that right? Are they torching Toxic? Is that torchable?
I did. It is torchable. You can get rid of that fence with the torch there. It just has a tarp over it, so you can't see through, but it is still torchable. Doesn't look like they are going to blow into Toxic. So... I'm curious about it. Might just be they might have just been talking about it and haven't removed the icon yet. Oh, they do pivot actually, so they will be doing that. I do like that torch, though. Getting through Toxic if they have a defender presence there can be very, very difficult. As you are surrounded by damage over time, and if there's a barbed wire on that walkway, you are oh so slow and you can't really avoid it even.
Yeah, definitely. The defenders seem to be kind of predicting them going for green door, maybe also Toxic, setting up for wall bangs potentially. If the attackers are a bit too aggressive, this neck might actually get them.
Yeah, especially if they don't flash close, then neck will be devastating. Even pushing into a barb. Looks like they will just have the one guy though. Green? Maybe they'll pivot. Maybe it's just for util execute into Toxic that they have these guys rotated over. Yeah, one going back to green now.
Toxic is kind of free to the attackers, but now they need to push out of Toxic, which might be a job on its own. no wall banks. Looks like they're gonna get away with cutting that. Oh, but he's getting damaged by the sludge. The attacker's making some good pushes into office. Ooh, there's only a Legros in office. I don't think that's gonna stand up to the SMGs the attackers have. Ingmar failing to connect. Cuckoo repositioning. Never mind, he's gonna try and re-peek it. Nope. Lights are off, but the attackers do have their night vision, not using it though. Ooh, getting killed from across the map. Hawk with their Gruber trying to be sneaky about it. Some attackers actually miss their night vision, still connect on Hawk, who tries to push into office, which is not something you want to do as a defender. Sicey sitting up near the stairs, but he had his flashlights on, and it was predicted. That's a shame. Cuckoo left.
Cuckoo's still alive, running around in circles, avoiding a lot of the shots.
He is avoiding them. He needs to avoid them for a few more seconds, or at least stall them for a few more seconds. Oh no! It looked like he wasn't prepared. I would have pre-fired that.
Yeah, very close round too. At the end
tough
of time.
to win, but very close. Yeah.
Quick reactions from Yali allowed her to get that kill onto Cuckoo, who had been doing a lot of running around that round. Yep. Avoiding bullets and stuff, surviving until the end. But good round from the attack there. I liked that torch out of Toxic. I think it took some of the defenders by surprise. They weren't ready for a push out that way. And the opening kill, that opening duel was very pivotal in allowing a lot more free play through Toxic, killing someone kind of near the other entrance.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams could have had that. The attackers played it pretty cleanly. The defenders did make a mistake or two, like trying to hide sneakily in a corner with your flashlight out is probably not the best idea. Pushing into office where you know the enemies are, as a defender, probably also not the best idea. But yeah, very close round. Let's see if they can pull it back on this very interesting bank, which I can definitely say I haven't played before.
I think I've played this one a couple times, maybe. I've seen it a lot in play. I know that barb in the hall that the defenders currently are rotating, that section that they had it on is where Chaos really likes to place their barb. I personally like to pull the barb a little bit further back and kind of line it up with the word of security across the end of the hall there, so you can have someone by button supporting on the barb. Though this does allow someone to play in bathroom there without having to push their barb for a flank. Entrance, of course, always barb entrance on a bank, especially if it is green. Don't do it if it's red, I suppose. But Teller has a lot of really strong angles onto this entrance, especially from servers. You can see it all the way there. So having a Legros or Ingmar there, or even a Mop, if you want, you're feeling a little spicy, you could do that. Manager has that blue door that you have to worry about, and that could be a very quick push from the attackers to gain control there. And it looks like they are just going to place... I think the barb did go down entrance. That barb is going down hall too. And there's another one placed somewhere else in accounting somewhere, I believe. But it looks like it's just a full free from the attackers here. No nade even for this barb on entrance. They're just going to torch it. Oh, they don't need to.
Ooh, that's a very interesting play from the attackers. Might pay out. That's not wall bangable with the Dawn, I believe. The attackers now looting for the SMGs, which seem to be favored by them, although low on ammo. The long-range plays aren't really working out as it didn't push hall. They don't need to push hall. Util going out. Ooh, the Ingmar playing way too close to the window, getting out SMG'd. Now it's just Hawk. Hawk connecting his shots on Brandon. 2v2, Yali has long range. We still have an auto shotgun set up in servers, I believe. Which is gonna be a whole issue on its own to push out of, especially if they don't have utility left. How are they
Yeah,
gonna
they don't have
push an
flashes or
auto
anything.
shotgun server? Ooh.
That is definitely going to be a challenge. Hawk also managed to reposition nicely into bathroom.
Do they know he's in bathroom though?
Looks like Mel's going to check it.
Checking.
Ooh, or just...
Hawk is patient.
Ooh.
Is he? Ooh, yes he is, and he's gonna
gets
get
both of them.
them.
Oh, such
That's
good
a
patient
good
play. Yeah,
It
very well
looked like
played by
they
Hawk there.
knew he was in there, and yet they seemingly turned their back to him. That's a shame. That's such a shame to see, especially after such a very bold entrance play, just pushing through the barb like it wasn't there.
Yeah, I know that was a really fast execute. I really like their quick push through the barb. They just said, screw it, we're going in. We're not going to torch this. We're just going to make quick plays so the defense doesn't have time to react to us being here. Hawk, though, super patient play at the end, holding his ground. Kind of a misplay, I think, by BNUUY not to check that bathroom because they knew he might be in the area, but they decided to avoid it and just try and get back to the site. Maybe they were running out of time. They didn't think they had enough to check everything, and good spray down onto the two of them from Hawk with that Gruber.
Definitely. Very nice play. Ooh, it's a kill house map, quite a convoluted one, and we still got a lot of attacker utility. What do you think they're going to be doing with that?
It does look like they want to do a double blow through backstage and then in club, and I do like the club take from backstage. It can be kind of brutal, especially if someone is sitting close with a knack on stage. You can spam through those boxes and do a lot of damage to the attackers pushing up. There's the bar that you can get cover on as a defender, and there is that green door as well right next to the drop down from stage. You could have someone playing with a shotgun to kind of slow down an attacker push into there. Personally, I prefer taking through green as an attacker. There's the windows on construction you can torch, but they don't have torch anymore, unfortunately for them. But I do like a little torchy play through construction. You can take through kitchen to get into hall, and you can take through kitchen to get into bar as well. And that feels pretty strong to me, especially if there's not too much resistance in that kitchen room. I do like this wall though into hall. It gives them very nice space to play off of, especially if they have bar control and they kill that guy south side of the map. Then they'll be able to just defuse around that Omni bomb towards the south side of it and force the defenders to kind of run down the hall or out of kitchen to really get a kill. There is one spot in kitchen you can spam to kind of get into that position on the bomb, south side of the bomb. But if there's several attackers left, they could just push in or even spam and be fine. We go into execute now. Backstage blown. Here comes some quick moves from these guys.
I really like the mob setup. Sadly, we don't see them getting a pick. I would have loved to. Ooh, that's a dual nade flash. Very interesting. Trying to wallbang, get some damage in with the GAT. Ooh, that's nasty. Not sure if those boxes are pennable, but that hat definitely is. Is he gonna get the second? No, he's not. He's gonna do some damage though. It's a 4v4. Yali is low. One defender goes down. Still got the auto shotgun and got a small AK set up. Ooh, but they know where he is, and that range just doesn't work for that weapon. They're gonna get their wallbang off, trying to get into bomb. The auto shotgun is quite a bit away, but is he gonna get... Yes, he is. Second. Ooh, he gets two
on that.
But now it's a mob versus Mel with the SMG, and he's on bomb.
Yeah, she's gonna... I think she can defuse this pretty comfortably, especially with the mop in the hands of the defender.
Not if they're getting flanked. Oh.
Ooh. Keep an eye on that door. Now the health advantage too.
Low. Yeah.
Oh, clean.
Very well
clean
played.
Pre-pod.
Very well played. Definitely.
Despite having the primary that was not the most suitable for that situation, the LS came out and Creampod played fantastically with it, killing Mel, not allowing her to stick the bomb for very long, and securing the round for Pink Pony Club. Nice plays. That auto shotty also getting two. That was a great spray. Great positioning from the auto shotty, hiding at the back of that hall. They didn't check that corner again from the side of BNUUY and regretted it immediately.
You always got to check your corners, man, especially if you know the enemy team is going to pull out an auto shotty. I mean, it's Kill House, they're bound to. Very nice place at the end, very close, very good pickings. We're back on this very interesting map. So many options. You could go server farm into office and then get generator, or just blow docks and go all out. Toxic allows for a very interesting torch, which I don't think there's anything like that on the other factory maps, right?
Yeah. They show up occasionally, but this is the only one in the pool that I can really picture at the moment. There is a wall charge that can be placed in server farm to blow out onto generator. You could just jump from that walkway in server farm straight onto generator there, avoiding one, maybe even two barbs.
Wow.
Q Process attempted it against Arise, but they didn't get to place that wall charge. They never got it down. Arise played the green so aggressively. So instead, they are going to play a wall charge through Toxic. Is that a door that the wall charge is on, or is that a wall?
No, that's a wall. That's
that
definitely a wall.
Oh,
They seem to be going for the lights. They probably all have their night vision still, and it's not that bad of a Saber map, especially from storage. Has some long sidelines.
Yeah.
Generator does block a lot, but expecting most to be in server farm, just that mob holding that big door in server farm or holding office is potentially devastating. The defenders seem to be taking their mob though as well, so it's going to be a sniper battle. Although one has the advantage of night vision and the other doesn't.
Yeah, about equal ranged weaponry coming out, about 2 Ingmars and the mop coming out for the defenders, while there are 2 Black Tars and a Saber for the attackers. So aiming for heads this round, a lot of the players. There's also a Legros.
Legros, yeah. Is that usual? I don't see that often, especially in the DPL. Like, why take a Legros unless it's the very last thing you have? I'd rather take any other weapon.
The Legros did just get a little bit of a buff, and I like it quite a bit. Just 2 headshots from that thing will take someone out, and it seems a little bit more maneuverable than the Ingmar, but we're in execute now. This is a very quick attack. Already one for one. The attacker's pushing in so fast. There goes another 2. Finally, the attackers with the numbers advantage. Though Legros and Mop still available. We'll see if we get any nice shots. Good Legros there. Maybe a little bit of damage done. The attackers do have not full HP on any of them, but the health pool in totality might be a little bit better for the attack. Maybe not anymore. Ooh, great play from Sato. Good flank. Moving around on the dock, getting the last 2. That was a 3K from Sato for the round.
Very fast. Very fast.
Yeah, very fast. That initial, after they got into storage and hit lights, they were just sprinting out of that storage room, out of that blue, straight onto site and starting their gunfights right away.
Yeah, as they should, definitely. If you, like, the lights are off, the defenders are probably in chaos, they've got a lot less intel. You should just go for it. Don't give them the chance to recuperate. Just rush in, especially if you've got an Ingmar and you can flank like they did. Those are kills. Nice follow-up as well with the secondary. Remember, switching to your secondary is faster than reloading, especially if the enemy has a sniper and is panicking. You can definitely push up and just finish the job.
Yes, indeed. Back onto Talon Rogue now. We are at 6-4 in the favor of Pink Pony Club. So the predictions of BNUUY winning this game are actually incorrect. At the very least,
go either way. Don't give up hope yet. Don't give up.
Yes, that is true. That is true. I am sort of rooting for a tie for this first game. I think it would be nice to see BNUUY kind of step up and have a little bit of a stronger showing these last 2 rounds. They did lose a lot of range, though. They don't have both of their Igmars. They don't have their Mop. So playing this server's teller position on that green door is going to be a lot harder. You could play a Legros there, maybe 2. They still have Nax, I believe. They still have some AKs and such, too. Yeah, there's the big AK coming out, the KRM. And Mel taking the smaller one. Yeah, all AKs in play still for the defenders. So their eco is doing just fine despite that last round.
Yeah, they seem to be set up very well. The attackers do have a Molotov, which could be very interesting. If that vault opens and you get a nice molly into servers, you could just run into vault without really worrying about that auto shotgun. So if they played well and coordinate the entrance and hall push at the same time, they might just be in for a very quick end. They still got a nade as well. Cream is running the nade. I didn't see on the map where they're planning to throw it, but I assume it's on the first barbed wire that Cream sees. Let's see.
Yeah.
Defenders are down a lot of utility. Ooh.
They're down a lot of utility. They have one molly. I didn't see. It looks like they had 3 barbs placed down. I do like this heavy entrance kind of hold, but the attackers are kind of just going an entirely different route. They might not even touch entrance all too much. Oh, maybe they do. They do have a smoke down.
Charging.
Good damage coming down onto that shotgun player who pushed into bathroom. This big AK is in a good, strong spot. The flashes didn't really connect, but Seto with the Ingmar will take down the person holding there. We have an angle. Oh, another death and a trade back and a trade back again. Here comes a spray from the Gruber there, but it's just Mel kind of over towards this. Ooh, there goes one. Actually, 2 very low attackers. So very, very possible for the defense. Gets out of the way. Honestly, hitting the button might be the play. Trying to close that door. Oh, there's someone on site. Oh, I didn't even notice that Mel went down. This is really bad for the defense. I don't know if there's enough time, especially with that movement. Oh, but they pull off. They pull off. Decided to take the fight instead and will win the game. In spite of that, sticking the fuse, Cream Pod. Yali wasn't able to make it there in time, even with that gunfight that Cream Pod chose to take at the end. 7-4 for Pink Pony Club.
I would love to see this match in replay. That was insane. Those were a lot of very excited plays. Like at any given time, you were like, "Oh, the attackers are gonna win. Oh no, it's gonna be the defenders. Oh, it's gonna be the attackers." It's a very fast match. These matches are very fast in general.
Yeah, lots of initial contacts and things happen, and the first 4 deaths in a round might just be boom, 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 boom. 4 people are dead just like that. Especially in that last round, there was a kill, a trade back, another kill, another trade. Just such fast pace that it's that's just. I mean, that just tells me that the defenders are in good positions to trade back. They just, I think that last round it might have just been the separation on the defenders at the end that really did it for them in that round. But there was the opportunity, I think, for a close on the vault door after the button was pressed to maybe stop a defuse. But again, Mel got taken down. They got in the vault, so Yali had to push to that site again. Well played also by Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, definitely well played by Pink Pony Club. Not something I expected, but then again, I haven't seen their team a whole lot before. So I'll definitely change my prediction from now on out.
Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting. I think the last round came down a lot due to utility and resources and how they managed it. The defenders had less utility and mainly focused it on entrance, trying to prevent them from pushing there. But the attackers, which basically each attacker had full utility on them, flashbangs, smokes, a grenade even, just went a completely different direction where there was very little opposition.
Looking at the stats here before we go to break, gonna highlight top players of these 2 teams. Cream Pod topping the board for Pink Pony Club. 150 attack ADR, 140 defense ADR, 1500, almost 1600 damage for Cream Pod with a 91 KAST on the board. Similar with a 91% cast. Yali also in that 1500 damage range, 1522, 117 attack ADR, 162 defense ADR, 18 kills on Yali, most in the game by a good margin. So pretty good fragger there for BNUUY. Still didn't take the game though. I think we could see game 2 go either way, but I will wait until after our break to ask for your prediction to give you a little bit more time to think it over. Don't forget, dueprocess.info. You can check the game out there. We are going to cut to a break now, but we will be back for game 2 shortly. We'll see you in a bit. Hello, and welcome back to Due Process League Rebooted. I am still Nog, joined by still Troy after this Game 1 bout between BNUUY and Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club taking the first game 7-4. It was entertaining. It was fun. It was chaotic.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said in the beginning, these teams are a bit more chaotic. It's lovely to see. Like, it could go any way in any minute. Very nice plays. Very nice plays missed. The prediction we had in the beginning, ooh, not
a little bit
too great.
A little bit incorrect from both of us predicting BNUUY to win this game, but maybe that will change our answer for game 2. I have the stats pulled up, and again, we talked about it before we went to break, but Cream Pod really doing a lot of work for that Pink Pony Club team. Sergeant Sato and Hawk also both breaking 1,000 damage on BNUUY. Yali also around the 1,500 damage mark, same as Cream Pod, with Brandon and Jazzboat also breaking 1,000 damage. So pretty even damage spread across the board. Pretty even stats from both teams, to be honest. It looks like the opening duels are relatively similar too. Maybe even Pink Pony Club losing more. I'm not. Yeah. Actually, it does look like Pink Pony Club lost most of the opening duels, but still won those rounds despite it.
Yeah, it seems like they're great reactive players then. It's like we noticed, like the game went 7-4, but I have a feeling both teams are pretty well matched against each other. I couldn't say prediction next game. Like, you might go for the obvious Pink Pony Club's gonna win, but honestly, I could see it being a tie or even going to BNUUY still.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to have faith in BNUUY and predict a game 2 victory for them again. I might be made a fool of once more by Pink Pony Club, but I think BNUUY had more obvious mistakes that they made than Pink Pony Club, and I think there will be more for them to be able to immediately point out and say, this is what we need to fix. So maybe they'll be able to kind of turn it around and get a nice reset for this game 2, as we are getting very close to loading in now.
Very
any final thoughts before we get into game?
Yeah, I'd love to see what they're able to put on the plate this time. I think Pink Pony Club is gonna take it home, especially since BNUUY lost the last few games. I think they're maybe on a mental diff at this point. We'll see. But I have to vote for BNUUY to win, otherwise I'm gonna get issues with Yali and Jessboat. They're just gonna mess me verbally. So just under the counter.
Yeah, I'm sure Pink Pony Club does have the momentum going into the second game. So we'll see if BNUUY is able to.
They're feeling high. They're probably gonna push very fast the first game. Maybe that's overconfident, and that's gonna cost them the win. But
yeah, we do get Pink Pony Club on double attack again. So we'll get to see them play those 2 attacking rounds in a row. Was that true, or did they get double defense last time? I think I got double defense.
Can't remember.
Maybe I'm rolling. I could just be very wrong right now.
Your memory is better than mine either way.
That's not saying much.
Very low bar here.
I do really like the breach of storage on this map. I like taking office and maybe even a little bit of assistance through green here. I found that I enjoy playing through that a little bit more than playing through servers. Servers feels pretty brutal to exit, especially if the defense are really well set up for it. I like the torch dock to kind of get a good angle for the Saber potentially to look out into this open area and see into office as well. It looks like they have pivoted away from a charge on storage and might just be going full green for BNUUY here, playing up through office and then down into that diffuse location instead of ever touching factory floor.
That would be very interesting. What I usually like to see is using a wall charge in server farm to get access to toxic. I don't know how actually good that is, but still, this might be a very risky play, especially if they give the defenders time to rotate into office. We do see a mob. Is the mob going to be set up in the truck?
Yeah, I do think they had that mop puck placed down in that truck where they are sitting now, actually. And the wall charge into bomb site, you can put it right on that bomb and start defusing right now, but you kind of need to have office control for that. It does. Green is kind of difficult to play if you have a really aggressive set from the defenders.
Very interesting molly, but the shield pushing through doesn't seem to connect on any of the attackers. Blasting the shield with the neck, trying to get him to look towards the attacker there while somebody else can finish him off at the side. Doesn't seem to happen. Attacker's pushing in close, but the neck is close range weapon, but he was reloading. Satu going down. Crambot setting up with a mob. No picks. Ooh, office. Hawk goes down. And that's it, apparently. Wow.
Yeah.
I missed some of those. That was quick.
Green is very easy for the defenders to play on this map, so it makes sense that they were shut down to this degree. They didn't have... there's an option for you to flash from the outside to kind of flash that office door. You can get a flash in through a window there on the guy behind servers as well. But even standing behind that servers, I have experienced it myself. You can kind of stay safe from flashes for the most part if you are positioned well to get good sprays onto the attackers, especially with that crossfire from office. It makes it so hard to really get through there.
That mob was great as well. I don't know if it got any picks, but that setup, that angle.
Yeah,
I should play that next time.
It is very nice, that angle. I agree. Lots of cover onto that green door, so it's very hard to execute. Oh, immediate line drawn from BNUUY. They did full green, so they have extra charges. They could do this double blow, shed into hall, into wall, into kitchen, defusing the bomb there. We did see it. I saw it live a couple times in the Chaos versus Arise match. I know this map was played, and I think that wall charge might have been done by both teams because it is just so nice. Even having to play through green, it is not the worst to get through club, and stage can be kind of difficult to take if the defenders play it well with some good wall bangs from hall, but flashbangs are a very nice tool for clearing out that big club and such. Does look like they're actually going to pivot. They're going to play north side of the map, which sometimes I like. Depending on charges available. If you just have the one door, it is kind of nice to play through construction. Though that long kind of hall you have to push through in that kitchen corridor could have a barb there with some crossfires and even wall bangs from hall proper to help out with that.
Yeah, it looks like the attackers are going for crates, and I think the defenders are onto them. That's going to be pretty tough push if they don't bring a nade or something.
Yeah, they basically called out exactly what the attackers are doing. For the most part, there do seem to be some defenders playing further up in free, but they'll learn quite quickly from the noises that... Cuckoo, maybe? Someone down on the south side of the map. Maybe it was Hawk. Could hear them kind of moving up. They do seem to be kind of prepping a second for this. I can't spam through that, unfortunately. Cuckoo. That is a black wall and bulletproof. But here comes the blow. No one on construction now. They actually pivoted away. And attackers might be able to just take this through barbs without much resistance from the defense.
Yeah, we're seeing the defenders. Cram actually has a mob. Not being able to get any picks off yet. The attackers are very low in util. They're maybe even going an eco round. 2 flashbangs left. I can clear out a lot. Ooh, the shotgun doesn't have that range anymore, but that's been nerfed. Yep. That's a very nice kill, though. The attackers are on bomb already. Now the defenders are having to push in, but quick! Do they have enough time? No, keep defusing. What are you doing?
Yeah, they don't really have a way in. They just have to walk through this kitchen green door.
Just keep defusing. Your teammates are there. Yeah. Wow. I mean, what else do you want, right? You just push in. You take
yeah, the defenders just weren't really set up for that north play, despite having the barbs up there. They had the one person to defend construction, but everyone else pivoted down to club. They didn't listen to where people were running. It seems like they didn't calm that the attackers are going around north side, and they weren't able to slow down that push into construction, and they took bomb site very fast. The defenders kind of struggling to rotate back to a position where they could stop the defuse, and a good spray from to take out 2 as they were trying to retake.
Yeah, the attackers
beautiful.
actually managed to torch both of those barbed wires, and the defenders just let them. That was definitely a mistake, especially for such a low utility round the attackers had. They're gonna have a lot of eco for this last round, and they're gonna use it.
Tetra, this map is nuts.
This is. Wait, is this the Yeah, I believe this is the. Is this?
I really like what's going on here. There's a vent that leads into Vault,
this was
which is
Vinny's.
very cool.
This is Vinny's map, I believe. A community member named Vinny requested this one. We were talking about a vent going into Vault and it actually being absolutely crazy. I think this is the one.
I do think that manager and accounting below is valid for this play. You could also go just full green if you wanted to. It seems like playing through security doesn't seem too terrible if you can get control of Teller. And this vent into Vault does seem quite fun. I wonder if we'll have any defenders playing in there for late round defense. I think that is probably pretty strong of a position to have. I like that wall out into lobby too. This double charge setup that BNUUY has is quite nice, I will say. It seems like most of the defense writing is kind of focused on that right side and that vent. They're not really worrying about button too much, so attackers might be able to take a lot of the map control before having to take too much damage, before the defenders can get too much damage onto them. So if that is the case, it is a lot harder for the defenders to win a late round scenario without some crazy plays. Man, looking at that barb in that position. Yeah, we got 2 people here playing in this area. Maybe 3 actually. Are there 3 people stacked up there? Yeah, there's 2 people in that vent. 1 in servers. So there's so little resistance on this manager accounting side.
If the attackers knew how many people are set up in that vent, they would probably save the grenade, but I feel like they're gonna use it to blow entrance. The Sabres looking if they can get some picks. Teller is barbed, which usually means there's somebody hiding up there. Ooh, Cuckoo wasting Jazz Boat. Defenders rotating around. It looks like the entire attacking team is pivoting away from entrance. BNUUY. Okay, I almost thought they were gonna drop the nade. Just use the flashbang, saving the nade. I think they're gonna try and save the nade for Vault because they just know the defenders are gonna be set up in there. Vault button is pressed. The little resistance they're feeling probably indicates where the defenders are. The defenders seem to have a shield in vents. Very interesting. I think we're gonna see some fun plays being made in
this guy in Vault just dies. Yeah. Oh, auto shotty shield in that vent is actually so strong, and they have a barb on the other side.
But
the attackers do have a nade.
They just need to get the nade in. Oh, they're going for it. Oh, they got it off. Is it in? Ooh, they got one. But there's one more left. Oh, the molly was bad. Bad molly. The molly missed. Auto shotgun. Auto shotgun is dead.
So surprised that auto did not kill that person there with the 1 HP. Oh my gosh. Yali living with the 1. That was a nice nade. Very good idea to save that nade for the... Yeah. They might have even brought it for that purpose. Just
that's
at the beginning they knew
what
they
I said. I did. Nading entrance is so tempting, but like I said, like they knew, they just had to save that. Just rotate, like say, okay, entrance is barbed. We can't do that. Rotate to the red door. Very little defense, which also indicated that there were probably 2 people hiding up in fence. And they played it like they should have. Beautiful nade. The auto shotgun, sadly not getting there. The molly being slightly off. Very very fun map. I've yet to
Yeah,
play
that
it
Molly
myself,
too.
but I'm curious.
I know. I that was the first time I'd ever seen it, so I'm looking forward to actually getting to get my hands on that one through gameplay. That'll be fun. Switching over to the second quarter. Why don't you break down this map for the second time we've seen it?
Well, for people that have watched DPL for a bit now, it's probably not the first time they've seen it. Very interesting. I think they're gonna try and torch the little window in Toxic, trying to get to the bomb quickly. Also valid, although you need to keep an eye out for Office or you're gonna get peeked. Defenders are drawing barbed wire, very interestingly. The storage barb is also very interesting. It seems like they want to play off of those long ranges. Looks like they're trying to defend servers. I don't know. I have a feeling server farm is kind of the obvious one in this case, and I think they should put more resources towards defending that. The attackers' idea is very simple. They just get a shield, go into server farms, and torch the window.
I believe you cannot actually torch that window. It is ballistic instead of barred, so I think it is just something you can look through and not actually do anything about.
It looks like they didn't check that out properly. That's gonna really throw off their plan. I think
I know, they'll be quite surprised
when they figure out, they're
the
probably gonna try and push through Office.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. They might just go out that blue because they do have a smoke that they're going to throw down there. So they might just play through the smokes to get to bomb instead as their pivot. They do have a nade. They do have torch. So the barbs that they'll have to deal with will not be too bad. But again, this is a really nice green to play as the defenders. There is such an absurd angle onto the green door from near power that as an attacker, it's so hard. That's a good smoke though to shut off that angle, like I said. And this Molly is going to do probably quite a bit from Jazzboat. Oh, so much damage. Oh, not even. No one actually taking damage on the attack team. I'm very surprised. It took too long for the one traded already. Yelly taking down Sato and pushing up onto the shield guy, taking out two. Nice play from early defense. Can she get out? It looks like she did. Now they're playing towards this Office, pushing in for Cream Pod, taking out one in Mel. There is another one there, so they'll stare each other down a little bit. Maybe not come out. 3v3 now. Hawk being taken down to 39 HP. Jazzboat trading Cream Pod in the Office exchange. Another attacker pushing in here. We'll see if that's traded again. Does take back the Jazzboat kill Hawk. So now we're back into 2v2, but Hawk is pretty low. Again, 39 HP with the black tar there. Cuckoo though sitting pretty. But Brandon just decides they're going to take the two out in Office. They'll kind of line up a little bit, peeking in a similar angle, and with that Ingmar at that range advantage, Brandon able to take him down. The attackers did get a little further this time than the last time they attacked this map, but again, they were stalled in that green pretty heavily early on.
Yeah, no, they definitely did. It looks like they messed up the first smoke, I believe, because the Ingmar had full-on view on that green door. That's very tough. Two Ingmars set up in docks, like don't peek that from Office, especially if you've got an SMG. But it played out how it played out. Pink Pony Club needs to step up, or our prediction of BNUUY is gonna like come through.
Yeah, BNUUY is looking a bit better here. Ooh, we are seeing a double charge here. Like we like to see.
We missed that the other time around, so good to see that they're actually committing this time. But the defenders do know about it and are gonna barb it up. That barb is quite difficult to play off though. To get like angles on that barb, you need to step quite far into hall, which is probably gonna be held down with some SMGs.
Yeah, you could get a little bit of wall bangs from Kitchen, I think, too. But most teams will choose to just grenade that barb right away, though. I don't know if they have a grenade left.
They do have a grenade on the map,
surely.
so they do have one left, I believe.
Right.
It
Oh,
looks
it's in a
they're
different spot. I see.
Planning to go for the kitchen bar, which they also seemingly well predicted. Yeah, I think they're just gonna play it quickly. They're gonna blow and they're gonna toss the nade deep, flash short, and then try to get every single defender there. But the defenders know about it and are planning to actually molly, maybe even flogo it. If that's the case, that's just gonna put an entire halt on their very quick, or planning to be a quick push. Again, attackers with so much utility and the defenders with so little. Let's see if they can actually pull it off.
They do have 2 AKs on the side of BNUUY, so at least they'll have some good damage and wallbang potential there. Though that door does come down, a molly dropped as well to slow down this push. There is that barb placed in hall, and now BNUUY is going to try to slow them down a bit. In this bar, there is only one person going down actually to Creampod, who was playing that blue, or that green rather. There was a trade back onto someone else. 2 defense kills back. Cuckoo trading onto Yali. Man, back and forth. Wall charge finally blown, and a spray from Brandon takes out 2. Nice flank from
But did they use the nade
to take out that last player there? Did they use the nade? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think they're gonna find it. If they didn't use it, I think they walked past it. Yeah, very lots of trades, one after the other. Very
it was very
quick play, but sadly not quick enough. They did place down that wall charge, but they kind of left it there for a few seconds, playing around that barbed wire for some reason, getting tagged up with wall bangs. After which they tried to push in with no flashbangs and a nade that should have been there as soon as that wall charge went off, but
yeah, it seems just like a miscommunication on utility towards the end of the round is really what cost them that. And good gunplay from BNUUY, of course. Now up 4-1. BNUUY leading this game. They did pick up the pace after that first game. They have kind of said, all right, guys, enough farting around. Let's take this seriously. Far fewer mistakes, far fewer team kills from the side of BNUUY.
I think that's literally what they said. I think we got an audio transcript on that. Anyway, Pink Pony using a lot of utility last round, so I think they're quite down a bit. Did they use a nade into Toxic? I can't exactly remember, but
I don't. Did they nade in the first round? I don't.
Well, see if they're gonna pull one out, because if they have, they definitely should.
I'm very curious to see how BNUUY are going to play this event near Vault.
Honestly, I would like to see the attackers pushing servers and getting into Fen. Like going James Bond style, just not even getting the button would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I think that is actually a very valid way to play the map, because then you're just holding that one push into bomb, and if defenders aren't set up and sort of ready for it, they can do with it quite easily. I also like the spinny door, the security door into servers. I think that is very cool, unique position for that. It makes it so the defenders can just see.
Yeah, I think if you sit behind that with an auto shotgun and the attackers don't have like a torch to cut through it, I don't see how you push that unless you maybe flash yourself, whilst going into the rotating door and hoping that the auto shotgun just gets flashed enough. I don't know. Anyway, it
Saber shot like coming out and tagging Ingmar player there. I did notice there is a grenade in the hands of the defenders. Kaboom! They have written in the vault. But this is a manager blow from the attackers, pushing in Cuckoo. Already 2 in this room. They've taken the space. Just gonna kick this door. Full send. Catching this guy off guard. Taken down. And more fighting from Cuckoo. 2 kills. Very nice. Though there have been 2 trade backs from the defenders. And Cuckoo does go down to this big AK from Brandon in that accounting. Attackers now split up. Saber in the middle of lobby. Black Tar in accounting, though it doesn't seem like for much longer they will be there, as Brandon does get a lot of damage down. Ooh, nice shot from the
Wow.
Saber. Cream Pod takes out one. So it is 2v1 now. Grenade coming out. And will take
That
out Cream
doesn't
Pod.
save you.
Kaboom
Cream Pod.
indeed.
Kaboom indeed. Yeah. That's such a shame. Cream Pod. Yeah. That's why you don't lose a nade to the defenders. Very well played. I really like how Cuckoo managed to get the flank off and just get two defenders down. Sadly, a bit of a miscommunication. They didn't know that there was a defender in accounting, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's a shame. The
Brandon did a lot.
Saber shot. Ooh,
round.
I want to see that. That might have just been like a 180 or maybe a 360. That was very quick. That was very, very dangerous.
It was a good shot. I agree.
and
Brandon,
then the,
I think Brandon probably did the most work for the defenders that round. Killing two and damaging one really low. Maybe even three, actually. Maybe just two. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly how many, but he did a lot of damage.
Ran out of
damage to that Brandon guy.
That's a shame to see, but very well played. This time on C-Store, it looks like the attackers are going for free. Are they out of clackers? I think they are.
We are to a new set of rounds, actually. That was the 6. We're on 7 now, so they have full utility.
They have full utility. Then
they have full utility. We're gonna do a little switch up again. I suppose I'll go back to a little breakdown of this map. BNUUY, of course, up 5-1, so they're in a very good spot, and they get to defend this very nice map. That shed doesn't seem like the worst blow in the world, though you will funnel out of it, especially if you don't have anything open entrance. And actually looking at this entrance again, there is not a whole lot of lines of sight towards the left side of storefront. You can kind of get shut off by those little newspaper machines that sit in the entrance there. So maybe that shed is not actually the blow that I thought it was. Arcade does seem to be very quick, though there are 2 barbs there to slow down that push, which does seem to be at least drawn, but maybe we'll get a entrance blow from the side of Pink Pony Club. Seems like that's what they want to do. Smoking off Freezer, I think, is a good call to make it so they just don't have to worry about it. Though I think a corner smoke or something outside might be a little bit better, so they're not giving the defenders cover in storefront with that smoke. There's a huge defender presence at the front side of this map towards this entrance. So it seems like they'll be pretty ready for this blow from Pink Pony Club. Ooh, even playing with power off. Wow, Cream Pod.
Yeah. The defenders playing with long-range weapons in quite a close-range map. The attackers just going in with flashbangs very quick. It looks like... doesn't look like much of anything, actually. It looks like the attackers are absolutely stomping this round. We only got Brandov left, pushing through their own barb, trying to 1v5 whilst the defense is going off. There's nothing they can do. Yeah, trying to get a kill too. That's a shame. That's very dangerous.
Take down one.
Oh, is Pink Pony gonna turn this around? They get a lot of util now. They get 5 people who can just loot for
guns too.
Everything that's on the map. I don't really see why you would bring an Ingmar on this map, unless there are some really nice angles, but there weren't really any. Lots of high shelves on storefront. They use a lot. Defenders use a lot of utility into Teller, really focusing on defending Teller and kind of just forgetting storefront. Maybe a barb blocking storefront out or entrance out, preventing the attackers from just steamwalling like that.
That's kind of what I was thinking. A barb storefront might have been nice there to slow down at least one side of the push. But that was a flawless round from Pink Pony Club to bring us to 5-2. So they are not out of this yet. They very well could win the next 4, 5 even in a row to secure a victory, potentially.
It would be interesting if BNUUY wins this one, let's say. Do we go to a 3rd round, or is the
we would not. A tie in a game results in 1 point being awarded to both teams. So Pink Pony Club has secured 2 points from their first victory this round. If this game is a tie, they will have secured 3 total over the series. BNUUY just the 1 from the tie. But BNUUY do have a better position to win this game, and this sort of south side obs take always feels so difficult to push out on that bridge because you can have people playing under it. You can have people playing hard right of it, getting so many crossfires. There can be someone holding a long angle in that perch there, or even from the other perch. I think you can kind of see part of that bridge. And it looks like Pink Pony Club probably are just going to be doing full green. They don't really have any explosives or lines drawn to the red doors or anything like that. So they'll be playing to clear out from long range angles, which does make sense considering one of the Ingmars has been lost for the defensive side, but still they are bringing out that second Ingmar, that mop. They have the AKM as well in play, so they'll have lots of damage that they can kind of work with at long ranges. But against the Saber, an Ingmar, and a Blacktar of the attack, it's about even there, maybe even favored for the attacker side.
Yeah, the attacker's calling out the mob that's going to be set up high. We do see the defenders with a neck bringing out, which is very questionable. Why not bring the neck out previous round and have another Ingmar for this round? But it is the way it is. The mob missing a headshot narrowly. Trying to get a second one off. They're gonna get a second chance. It's like a game of whack-a-mole. Ingmar versus mob. Very exciting sniper duel. Which side that wins this sniper duel is the side that's gonna have an advantage. The attackers are on the bomb already. Ooh. But getting down. Snipe. Ooh, the mob finally getting connection on Hawk. Hawk going down. We see a super shorty holding the stairway, but there's nobody there really. Are they gonna push up? The attackers don't have any flashbangs or util left. Ooh, the mob, very quick reaction. Ooh! Wow!
Nice.
Brando, very good with the trades, getting and the Saber.
Oh, you
Saber
can
very
get up there.
Good reaction as well.
Kinda nuts.
Yeah. You can get some pretty nasty angles up there.
I mean, despite it was utilized, there was a quick shot fired, but I don't know if it did too much. They retreated pretty quickly. That initial attacker that got up to that bomb mispositioned very slightly and could be seen from deeper in sight. I think if they didn't show their little booty peeking around the corner, they might have been able to get closer to 50% on that defuse and get the defenders panicked a little more. But lots of well-played peeks from the defender side, kind of shutting down Creampod on that Saber, putting him down to 1 HP, and Creampod being a little more tentative about their peaks kind of led to the win there. The last 3 remaining members of BNUUY hadn't even lost a single HP, I think. So very nice there.
This map is very fun. Do you know of a fun thing you can do in this one? Because I know. Maybe you do
there's a fun barb you can place on that box, like they had it kind of put down where you can kind of jump across. There's a dock blow. There's lots of valid ways of attacking this map. I feel like you kind of just have to work together for the most part. Servers blow does seem pretty good. It looks like they're gonna split dock and servers, which splitting the team up that much, you do get a lot of sight onto the bomb and back in factory. So if a lot of people are playing there, you'll have good crossfires as such as the attackers. But again, they just lost their Saber. They just lost the Ingmar that they looted. They just lost a Blacktar. So they are not doing too great on ranged weapons, and you see the 2 Lagroses, the big KR, the AKM, and the mop coming out for the defenders. This is going to be a difficult one for the attackers, I think, just based on weaponry, especially if they do go servers and dock like this.
Yeah, the defenders are really loading up on util as well. The funny thing I was referring to is you can actually, if you have a torch, you can set up yourself into one of those fans, close the door, and torch 1 bar. It's completely pitch black for the attackers looking in. I believe I've seen Nomad do that once, where he was inside with a mob. Nobody could see him. He could see everybody, especially on this map with such a clean view on the bomb. It's nasty. Sadly, the defenders don't have a torch, so that's not viable. They are pushing lots of Blacktars out and nade, and just a smoke and a flash. That's a smoke and 2 flashes. It's not a lot of utility for the attackers to push such a open map. They do
Yeah,
have night vision. Might going for the night vision button.
Oh yeah, could be going for power. It seems like they wanted to smoke off that the fallen silo there, which does give some cover. But they haven't pushed in through servers yet to even take advantage of that smoke, so it'll expire before they can even get through.
Using one of their 2 flashbangs, not too much success. They can't follow up with a nice push due to that Molotov.
Really good shot.
The mob is gonna get a peek maybe. Ooh. Don't look behind you, look at the enemy. Like we're setting up in office, not successful. Satu throwing their last flashbang. It's now just a nade and their weapons.
Yeah, attackers are looking pretty rough right now. They do take out the KRM. Goku will be low, but so will that Gruber SD.
Night vision is really nice now though. The lights are off. The mob is gonna have a more difficult time of seeing the actual enemy. Nade is thrown, doesn't really connect with anything. Ooh, and Hawk goes once again down to the mob.
Just the one guy left.
Annoying. Oh, very nice shooting. Very nice shooting.
I don't think he has time to rotate around.
No,
I think that might be game.
I think that's the game.
That is. That'll be game.
Wow. Yeah.
Not enough time to defuse.
Valiant effort, but wow, and they get both kills as well. Such a shame.
At least the stats are padded at the end of the round with the last 2 frags.
Yeah.
Wow, a night and day difference between game 1 and game 2 from BNUUY. They really stepped it up to take this one 7-2.
That was kind of what I was expecting for the first round, but I don't know where they left this. Like you said, maybe they just had a talk. Like, guys, we need to step it up. But I would have loved to see that the first round. They would have had more points if they did so. Kind of a shame to see a team with this much capability just handing points away where they didn't really need to.
I think it was good for them though. It'll be good VOD review at the very least. They'll be able to look at it and say, this is what we struggle with. This is where our inconsistencies come into play. All those mistakes and improve a lot quicker if they were to kind of stomp in both games. So it's good to see BNUUY pick up the second game 7-2. Both teams getting 2 points now for this series, as it did end 1-1. Yali, of course, topping the board once more. Another 1,500 damage, 89% cast, 208 ADR for defense for Yali. Of course, the mop is their best weapon. That thing in her hands is just, I wouldn't really want to look down that barrel. Is all I have to say. Brandon as well. Brandon F doing a great job with the KRM as their best weapon. 1,400 damage as well. So the top 2 players on BNUUY really playing well. Cream Pod top on the board again. 100% cast on that Cream Pod guy. Playing very well. Cream Pod, phenomenal player. I might even say player of the series, to be honest. Though Yali is a close contender for that one too.
Yeah, definitely. Yali and Cream were definitely the carries. We've seen some insane plays. I believe Cream also got a 1v2 or a 1v3 clutch, maybe.
Something like that.
Everyone played. Yeah. Very nice to see. Pink Pony definitely isn't a bad team. I'd love to see them more in the future. Excited to see where BNUUY is going to end up. Very good stats.
I don't know if all of the games for the week have concluded. There might still be some more that have to be played. So we can't give you an update on standings just yet, but there will be a nice graphic posted sometime soon with the standings after all games finish. It looks like there actually is another game going on right now, but I mean, hey, if you liked what you saw, you like the excitement, the chaos, the fun of the planning, you can go ahead and go to dueprocess.info or scan the QR code. Good timing on that one. Wow. Such beautiful production.
Professionals, truly.
You can check us out on Steam as well. You can just go search Due Process there. Just a wee $10 game. Very fun, very enjoyable. There are lots of players who are willing to help you learn the game too in casual games and stuff like that. So if a learning curve seems daunting to you, don't worry. You have many resources with all these players that are so knowledgeable here. Thank you to production, as always, for doing all this work. Thank you to our observers. Shout out Tetra. He's cool too, I suppose.
He's all right.
You want to plug yourself, Troy?
I can plug myself. I'm on Discord. Hit me up. Not sure if the Twitter tag is yet used. I mean, you could send me there one as well. Either way, join Discord. By Due Process. Thank you, Nog, for casting with me. I think you've got a long weekend of casting behind you now.
It's fun. It's fun. I'm always happy to be here and speak and stuff about this game.
Talking is fun. Definitely.
Talking is fun.
One last, God, I love Due Process. Thank you for watching, and till next time.
We'll see you soon.